Can you hear me?
I can.
Yes.
Thanks.
We'll get started in a few minutes. I feel like we had a small group so far, but I know we've got hundreds coming, so.
No worries. I'll try not to fall asleep. I'm on California time right now.
Oh, boy. Yeah, little, so let's see that. What is that, 6:52?
Try 5:52.
Oh, ew. You are a
Motivation.
champion for being on, my friend.
Thank you.
Hi, Deb.
Hey, Lorna, how are you?
I am great. How are you?
Awesome.
That's good. Are you on for like helping with chat boxes and stuff, or are you just?
Yeah, well, I'm on till 10:15 because we have our weekly group. I'm not officially signed up as chat. I'm waiting for Aaron and Tim to get in. So it's still a little tiny bit early. What are you doing? Are you training? I have
I'm
to look at
training.
the
Jen
schedule.
Giroux's going to be helping with chat box and stuff. So
All right,
at
good.
least
So I'll be here for a little
but
bit.
the Facebook part, she's not checking. So, but Jen Bovey said she'd be on.
Okay.
So I know they have their OP meeting this morning. So
It's crazy.
it'll be
Excited.
fun. Ready for another Ignite. Woohoo!
Very exciting.
I know. I'd like to see everyone's faces on here. So hopefully as we get closer, I'll see all
Absolutely.
of these black boxes with faces.
Yep.
Do you have any agents from your market center joining, Deb?
Yes, well, I have a couple for sure. I have to double check my list. Here comes Cassie. Yes, I have several new people. I have to get back into that main sheet.
Cool. All right, I see more faces coming. That's good. Hi, Michelle. I see Justin, Nicole, and of course my friend Tim. So
I think we still have another 6-7 minutes.
yeah,
anyways.
it's early.
All right, I have to jump off and make one call. I'll be back in.
All right. Does everybody have the workbook either printed out or on their screen to follow along the participant guide? No. Okay. So I'm going to get that so that way you guys have it. Let's see. Ignite. Link to materials. All right, I'm going to put in the chat box the link to materials on KW Connect. You want the participant guide. So it's in the chat box. If you don't have it, hey, Jen Giroux, my
Hello,
partner in
Lorna.
crime.
I'm timely. I really am. Mostly when when it's only me involved.
I'm not usually timely, so every time I'm on time, I'm proud of myself. It's a goal. So Jen, do you want to, interact obviously, but also can you check the chat box as we move along?
Yes, you got it.
Awesome.
You got it.
I can tell when people are in offices because I see masks. Nicholas is in office. It does work out good when I can be at home and I don't have to my mask on.
Oh my gosh, I know.
But it's getting better in Massachusetts. How's it going in everyone else's states? Starting to get better?
It's getting a little better.
That's good. I'm excited for it. Some changes. Even though if we didn't have COVID, we never would have started this regional Ignite via Zoom. So there is a silver lining. I see everyone starting to come on, which is great. Got to get my glasses in the right. Having the progressive glasses messes me up sometimes with the computer.
Oh, I'm sure. Are they new, Lorna?
No, and these are actually blue light glasses, so they're just meant for the computer. Yet
Uh-huh.
my computer screen on my laptop is a little smaller, and then I have my
Jeez.
facilitator guide on the second screen, which is bigger. So
Right.
it works out well. So I see more faces coming. This is good. Hi, Jen Bovey. Wasn't sure if you were going to be here first thing or not, because I know you had your meeting this morning.
Yep, I jumped off a few minutes early to make sure we're here to launch this off.
I think we are good. I put in the chat box the link to the facilitator, the participant guide. So as people come in, if you don't have your participant guide, highly recommend that you get that either on your screen, print it out, whatever works best for you. Jen Bovey, who is going to be confusing. I got two Jens helping me. Where do we have to sign in to access this guide? Your KW Connect login, Tori. Oh, Jen Bovey. Who's going to check the Facebook pages? Are we going Facebook Live or are we just doing it via Zoom?
If you feel like it's necessary to go Facebook Live, we will. Absolutely. Last session we did because we had challenges with the sign-in not going over 100. So why don't we just keep an eye on that? And this is being recorded. So we will be posting it everywhere after this anyway.
Okay, awesome. So then we won't have to worry about the Facebook feed and all that. Was my question. Make it easy for us. Jen, the links that we just got, like the daily 10-4 and all that, do we need to post that in here in the chat box, like at the end? What was the plan for that?
So what I would recommend is we could just post them periodically because as people come on, they could only see what was
right
new. They don't see
Yeah.
what was already posted. So we'll just keep posting that. We'll just keep hounding you guys with all this information so you guys have no question on where it is.
Okay, perfect.
And just a question for the group. If you are not a member of our Facebook group, it is the Keller Williams New England Ignite 2.0. I'll put the link in the chat here. If you are not a member of it, we suggest that you become a member of it because there are a ton of great information pieces and videos that you'll want to check out along the way. So let me grab this really quickly for you guys.
Including our workbook that I just posted the links for. So it will be on that Facebook page.
There's the Facebook page, guys.
Do you mind if I just ask, what was the guide that you mentioned earlier?
The participant guide.
The participant guide?
Yep. So each class, there'll be a participant guide that you'll want to have ready to go. And so on our Facebook page or on that link that I shared, you can get in and download that. And depending if you're a paper person, print it. If you're not, then keep it on your screen. Thanks, Jen.
That's Elements 1. That's just for today.
This is the one just for today?
Yep.
Awesome. But it is really helpful. We will reference it, so it's important to have it with you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, it's 9:01. I see we have 70 people.
Nice.
Jen Bovey, do you want me to kick it off? Do you want to start and then I'll jump in?
Sure, I'll get us going here. So good morning, New England. If you're not from New England, love to hear it. Actually, why don't we just start off the chat by letting us know where you guys are from. So if you have the opportunity, drop it in the chat where you are selling real estate, what states or state you are selling real estate in. And we'd love to see what kind of group we have going here. And my name is Jen Bovey. I am the regional director for, not the regional director. I am not. I am the area director which means I get the pleasure of helping set up all the education, working with the team leaders and our technology group in our region. So that gives me the opportunity to meet you guys and be here periodically and really see what's going on. This is how many, now that I see a whole bunch of you on here, I saw a whole lot of Massachusetts, by the way. I love to see how many of you of the 81 on right now have taken Ignite before. So let me see how many, if you've taken Ignite, let me know and how many times. So if this is your second time or third time, I'd love to hear it, love to see. And coaches, keep an eye out for this. And I want to see how many new we have. We have a second timer, we had a couple of second times. Hi, George. We recently became Facebook friends. Nice to see you on here. Awesome. A lot of first.
Michelle Kraft put F, so I'm hoping she means first, not that she got an F last time, because we don't.
We don't give
There's
out
no
Fs.
Fs in
Yeah,
Ignite.
yeah.
We don't give
You're
out.
all winners. Everyone passes.
Yes.
That's right. So as I'm introducing myself and finding out a little bit more about you guys, I want to pass it along. Every coach that is on this morning for the New England region, by the way, guys, we have productivity coaches throughout New England on this Ignite with you to make sure your answers are, your questions, wow, it's a Monday. Your questions are answered quickly in chat and then anytime. So I'm going to go around to people who I see on my screen, and anybody else who's here, please introduce yourself. Erin, would you please introduce yourself?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Erin McLaughlin. I'm productivity coach in actually out of Portsmouth, New Hampshire. And we're so excited that you're here. I'm really excited to see what you all do this month. Like, come prepared, play all in, keep track of your stuff, and we're all here to help you if you have questions.
Thank you, Erin. All right, Tim, you're up next on my screen.
Good morning, guys. Tim Lindsay, teammate to Erin McLaughlin, productivity coaches out of Market Center 463, which is Portsmouth, New Hampshire, is our footprint, and it stretches up to North Conway, over to Sunapee, and then over to Wells and York. So we've got agents licensed in 3 states, and we're thrilled to be here. And I'm thrilled that you guys were smart enough to be in the room. Just a reminder, Gary believes that this class is for anybody who's done 16 or fewer transactions in the last 12 months. So if you feel like that skirt fits, welcome. And you should be coming back as a repeat offender on a regular basis till you get wicked smart, like the cappers and the ALC members that you're going to see coaching throughout this class. We invite you to, once you become a graduate and a capper, to jump on the other side of the table and start to offer these materials. And we're super thrilled to have Lorna, one of our great productivity coaches in New England, lead off today for sure. So welcome, guys.
Thank you, Tim. All right, Darren, you're up next on my screen, and then Deb, I see.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? I'm Darren. I'm the productivity coach for Keller Williams Greater Hartford down in Connecticut here. So great to see so many participants here. We have 100 plus, close to 200 for every session now that we've done for regional. So this is great. You will get a lot out of this. This coincides directly with your coaching program that you have in your market center, ties in perfectly. And honestly, take it as many times as you need to in order to let everything sink in, because there's a lot of valuable information here. You have the recordings, tap into the materials, tap into all that. This is the best resource you could have for starting a real estate career.
Awesome, Darren. Thank you. And Deb, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. This is Deb Hayes here. I'm the productivity coach at Market Center 614 in Westford, Massachusetts. I'm going to echo Darren. This is your mothership here of learning. We're going to take you right through all of the steps to really get you going. Absorb, dial in, keep notes, and we'll make it happen. So good morning, everyone.
Awesome, Deb. No, I only have so many people on my main screen. Do I have any other coaches other than Lorna, who's going to be taking us away today? Any other PC coaches here? All right, guys, so you are in for a treat to have session 1 taught by Lorna. She is one of our spectacular productivity coaches in New England, and she's going to be taking you through a journey this morning that is just the start. And you're going to be really excited about this. And as Erin said, play all in here. What's the worst that could happen? You become a capper at the end of the 6 weeks. Anybody okay with that?
Does everybody know what capper means?
Well, that's a good question right there.
Oh, good question.
we'll
Right.
dive through that as we go in. And before I pass it over to Lorna and she tells you all about who she is, I do want to let you know about a listing initiative that the region is hosting starting today. So you guys are in for a treat ×2 today. So if you are looking to add listings to your pipeline, anybody on here looking to add a listing to their pipeline? Hands up, hands up. All right, I saw about 75% of you on my main screen here say that they want a listing or two. What we have is a listing initiative being sent out or started today at 2 o'clock. So I know you're done here at 12, then you're going to lead gen, right? But at 2 o'clock, you're going to want to jump back on it for a half hour. Anybody want an easy button on how to get business? Let's see those hands, right? We're going to give you a toolkit to help you attract listings for 6 weeks. So you're learning how to do the listings, get the listings, and all the content here in Ignite. We're going to give you the stuff, the content, so that way people are attracted to you and you build that listing pipeline. That's a listing initiative at 2 p.m. today. If you haven't gotten an email about it, let us know. We're happy to send it off to you. It's also a contest. We're giving away money. So you might want to be there too. And that's it. So I'm going to pass it over to Lorna. Any questions? I'm going to put my email in the chat if you guys have any questions.
Ovi, real quick, I just want to make sure we get this over to Facebook too.
You do want to do Facebook? Lorna and I were speaking earlier that if we went over the 100, there was really not much need to do.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because it's being recorded, unless you feel like you want.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's fine.
And I see 114, so we made it past that 100 mark. I watched it go from 100 to 101. I was like, yes, we're in.
All right, Lorna, take it away, and I'm going to watch that chat for you.
Awesome. And Jen Giroux is also going to be helping with the chat. So I am Lorna Helms. I'm the productivity coach at Keller Williams, Boston Northwest, Market Center 780, and that is in Concord and Lexington, Massachusetts. I am joined today by one of our top agents. Her name is Jen Giroux. Jen, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Jen, and I have been in real estate for going on my 4th year. I was in education before that, and I'm so glad I made the switch. I love, 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 love what I do. And that's pretty much it. I took, I hit the ground running from the moment I got my license. And now in my 4th year, I'm starting to see the benefits of people calling me as opposed to me constantly calling them. And it's really, really fun.
Awesome. And Jen, what I want everyone to hear there is in 4 years, you are in the top 20% of the office, right? By following the models and systems, being in coaching immediately, and then now going to a MAPS coach for even more intensive coaching. So yes. Following it all, it brought you to where you are today, right?
So yes, I do want to say, so Lorna, I was lucky enough to have Lorna as my productivity coach, and I probably called Lorna, I don't know, 10 times a day with questions, and especially writing offers and things like that. And then the great thing that Lorna did as she got to know me is I would call her and she would either answer or immediately call me back as soon as she could. And then she started to figure out that I was calling her too much and she wouldn't respond for at least an hour or an hour and a half. And then by the time she got back to me, I figured it out. So I think coaching is great when you really, really need it. And then coaches also know when it's time to sort of cut the strings a little bit and let you get your feet wet and make some mistakes to learn from. And if you're not utilizing your productivity coach, please do, because it's a game changer.
Awesome. Awesome. So thank you so much, Jen. So I'm excited to teach this class today with Jen. This is one of my favorites. I love starting you all off. I have been in real estate for 28 years, which every time I say that, I can't even believe it. July will be 28 years. I've been with Keller Williams since 2014. I also love real estate, and I love teaching and coaching. So I'm super excited. So again, I want to remind everybody, you should have your participant guides ready and follow along or reference it when I mention it, okay? I'm going to share my screen. Oh, Jen, can you make me a co-host?
Oh, am I the,
No, the other Jen.
oh, I was gonna say, wow. I don't deserve that much responsibility here.
You absolutely deserve the responsibility. So, all right. So let's see if we get this time. I got it all figured out that I have 2 screens and I can make it work. So welcome to everybody. I want to talk a little bit about what's, oh goodness. See, I said I had it together, not really. This, in the next month or 18 sessions, you are going to be taken step by step through Ignite. So the goal for Spark is to get an appointment. Anybody here want an appointment? Now I only see 4 of you. So I'm just going to tell you, you can unmute at any time and just say me, me, me. Who wants a listing appointment or a buyer contract?
Me, me,
I
me.
made a me.
Right, that's right.
Me.
Awesome. That's what I want to hear. So that is our goal. So every day we're going to work on that, right? We're going to work on it by building our database, practicing scripts, contacting prospective clients, and getting to know your market. All of those things are going to help build your business. In the next 2 weeks, we're going to establish core activities and habits that you can use throughout your entire real estate career. We're going to talk about time blocking. We're going to talk about all the listings you're previewing. We're going to talk about following the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Who's read this book before? Unmute. Tell me if you've read this book, heard anything about it.
Me.
Started it.
Right.
Me.
Heard of it. I haven't read it.
I have 2.
All right. And who wrote this book?
Gary
Gary
Kelly.
Keller.
Gary.
Gary, that is right. Gary, our co-founder. And so the other thing that, so we're going to talk a lot about this. This course was built around it, and we are so excited to get you up and going. But one of the things that I want to talk about is when you think about why did you become a real estate agent? What were your hopes and your goals when you made that decision? So Jen, I'm going to ask you to start. What is the reason you became a real estate agent? What were your hopes and goals around it?
So that's a good question. My kids were in high school or are in high school, and college tuition. My husband was losing sleep over how we were going to do this, and we made a deal. I was teaching, and I really was interested in real estate. We made a deal. If I get 3 transactions in the first 2 months of me going into real estate, that I will finish teaching and start my real estate career full time. And that was my goal. And that's what I did. And I haven't looked back. So my kids are my big why. And for my husband's sanity, so he doesn't have to worry about money so much.
Awesome. I love that. And every day, that's part of what gets you up and going, doesn't it?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that. Anyone else want to share what made you become a real estate agent? So I'm going to tell you, this class goes by way faster when we interact. So unmute, tell me, why did you become a real estate agent?
My dad was a real estate investor most of my life, and I always looked up to him. I respected his hustle and drive and ambition. He started from almost nothing and did very well for himself. So I always looked up to my dad, and I wanted to follow in his footsteps.
Oh, I love that.
Thank
And
you.
by being, Angel, let me ask you this, by being successful in real estate as an agent, or are you looking to be an investor, or both?
I'd like to start off as an agent. Not too sure when I want to go the investor route, but at some point I would like to. But I'd like to, be a very knowledgeable agent, first and foremost.
Awesome. And what will that do for you? How will you feel if you hit that goal of being a successful agent?
It's not to sound corny, it's like my life goal. I got licensed 15 years ago. I stopped practicing for some time, and just recently came back to Mass and reinstated my license. So it's almost like picking up where I left off. And you know, it's a life goal. It really is.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? I need one more person to share with me. Why did you get into
All right, I'll
Hey,
share.
dear.
I'll share.
All right, I think that's Nicholas.
Yeah, so actually my mother, she was doing real estate, so I really wanted to get involved after seeing her take her steps in real estate. And then my father did carpentry. So, you know, I really want to get into the investing part of it, definitely. But yeah, I have a passion for helping people get into the right homes and, you know,
Awesome.
getting
So
people out of their homes.
that's awesome. Thank you so much, Nicholas. And Nicholas, when you think about what are your goals around that? So it's, you said it's around helping people get into their homes. Do you have a number or with their goals going to take you?
Yeah, like, do you mean a number for the whole year or?
Yeah, like if in 12 months, I'm going to talk to you, Nicholas, and I'm going to say, how did your year go? Did you hit your goal? Or where are you
So
at in that?
at least 5 buys and at least 5 sells. So 10 altogether this year.
So 10 units. Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to share with all of you as you unmute and you talk. I want to make sure you share your name and what market center you're from. So that way you are building referral and networking opportunities within this group. There's 125 people and we're from all over New England. So this is a great opportunity to get to know each other and have relationships started to be built in Ignite. So thank you both, all three of you, for sharing. Why don't we talk about our big why, right? Who knows why this is the very first slide that we're talking about.
Why else would we be doing this?
Right? We need to tie it in. Is it
gives
all
you
about money,
motivation.
Jen?
Sorry?
Is it all about money?
Absolutely not. No, it really isn't. It's, in fact, that is the last thing that I think of, because if I'm leading with commission, you're not servicing your client. It's all about doing the right thing, doing what's right for your client, and the money will come more than you ever think.
Leading with heart, right? So thinking about, when you envision your ideal life, what are you doing for the people you care about? So I want everybody on this, shut your eyes for 1 minute. And I can only see 3 of you, but I'm going to trust that you're all going to shut your eyes. And I want you to think about, what are you doing for the people you care about in that ideal life? What charities would you be supporting? And how would you make the lives of yourself and everyone around you better? I want you to sink that in. I want you to open your eyes and put in the chat, what did that feel like? Tell me a charity you'd support. What are you doing for the people you care about? Share with each other. What does it look like for you? I don't see any chats happening. I can only see that we have some in there, but share away. What are you doing? And unmute. Tell me what you're doing for the people in that ideal life that you care about.
I am keeping a bee apiary. I am pollinating the world because I'll have so much more time in my life.
I love that. I love pollinating. That was great. Thank you for
That was
sharing.
good.
So
Dream.
Say that again.
I said it's a lifelong dream to have time to bring joy to everybody's world and honestly just pollinate the world. Let's make the world a better place.
I am all about that. I love that. So thinking about your mindset, right? That's where we want to come from. What does it look like? Not just for you and your family, but for the outside world, right? So thinking about the charities. So every job, I'm going to just tell you all right now, every job has its highs and its lows, right? It's good and it's bad. So what drives you through when it's tough? It's right here on your screen, everybody. Why? Right? Your mindset. So during Ignite, we're going to talk about the ins and outs and help you find your business. We're going to talk about your mindset, and we're going to talk about finding connections, building your database. And if the more people that you get connected with, the more success you're going to have. So has anybody heard of a limiting belief?
Yes.
How would you define a limiting belief?
Something you tell yourself,
Say that again, Patty.
something you tell yourself that stops you from moving forward.
I just turned 50. I'm too old to make this kind of change in my life.
Oh, that sounds like a limiting belief. Thanks for sharing. It's good, specific. Patty and Tracy, those were perfect, right? So it is something that blocks you or holds you back from moving forward. So limiting beliefs are thinking that holds you back from success. So
Mental handcuffs.
say that again, Tim.
Mental handcuffs.
Ooh, I would write that down. Limiting beliefs are mental handcuffs. I love that, Tim. So Henry Ford has a famous quote, and I bet many of you have heard this. If you think you can do a thing or you think you can't do a thing, you are right. So where does everything start in life?
With your
In
thought
your head.
process.
Your thought process, right up here, everybody, right? So I want to know, do you all believe that your big why, those goals, why you get up every day, it's all connected, right? Do you have any limiting beliefs around getting to your success, getting to your goal?
Yep. I got to get rid of them.
All right.
Fear
So
of commitment.
I love that you're being so transparent, and I appreciate it. And thinking about how to overcome those limiting beliefs, right? Taking that thought process. So Tracy, do you mind if I use your limiting belief of I'm 50 and I can't start a new career?
Yes.
All right. So how could we, Tracy, turn that around to have that be an unlimiting belief?
That I'm fabulous and 50 and fierce because I'm changing my career.
I love that, right? And adding on to that, even at 50, I have the maturity, the life experience, and the skill set to help everybody I meet.
Yeah.
Like that, right? So that you can turn it all around. No, there's a way to do it. And I want you to think about what are those limiting beliefs and how you're going to help get through them. But one of the driving forces for each and every one of us is the big why. So I want you to take 1 minute. This isn't even written down somewhere. And I just want you to, actually, it's probably gonna be like 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Write down your big why. Why are you here? What do you want to accomplish? Right? What is that big why that's going to get you up every day? I'm going to be quiet. Write down. You have it written down? I told you it was only going to be 30 seconds. I see some people still writing. All right. I want you to do, and we're done with this class today, is I want you to put that on your phone, take a picture of it, put it on your phone, put it as your screensaver, put stickies all over your house with that big why. Why am I in business? Why am I here? Why am I getting up from California at 5:52, right, Tim? So we got this. Let's figure out how to get there. And that's what Ignite's all about. So I want you to turn to page 4 in your participant guide. So again, if it's on your computer, that's fine. If not, just write it down, right? Pay attention to the slides. But the secret to being a successful real estate agent, I'm going to tell you right now, success leaves clues. And there is no secret. There's no secret. Success leaves clues, so we know exactly what successful agents do every day. They do 2 types of activities. They grow their business and they run their business. And every time you do any of them, know that you're doing it to achieve the life that you want. On each side, if it's on each side, they're important for different reasons. Growing your business. Let me tell you, in my humble opinion, the left side has to happen, or you have nothing to run on the right side. So you need to grow your business in order to have a business to run. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the goal of our time here is to model what successful agents do every day, and we're going to show you how to do it. Sound good? Right. And let me just tell you, this is going to be in every single Ignite. So every day we're going to remind you about growing and running your business. So don't worry if you don't write this all down or you don't have your participant guide. So we are here in Spark until noontime, as far as I know. I wasn't in the last PC meeting, but I think we did not plan to extend it. So we're here till noontime. We're going to talk about starting with your sphere. Does anybody know what sphere means?
You know.
Your circle.
Your group of people.
That's right, your group of people, your sphere of influence, your friends and family. We're going to talk about the tools you need. We're going to get you prepared for success. And then we're going to build your daily success habits. And we'll get into what all of those are. It's about building your database, script practice, lead generation, and knowing your market. So we are now going to hear from one of my favorite people, Gary Keller.
Hi, I'm Gary Keller. This course will allow you.
Can you guys hear that?
Yep.
Okay. Just want to make sure before we get too far in.
To get off to a fast start you can build on. Because if you repeated the principles every 90 days for a year, believe me, you have an awesome first year. And just as important, you would have built the foundation and momentum for your entire career. It is practical, realistic, and easy to apply. It's about the fundamentals that determine your level of success in the business of real estate. From our research with top agents, we have found that they too started their careers with these fundamentals, and they continue to do them along with their teams to this very day. And it's not hard. It just requires a little focused effort, a few hours every day. Now, there is really just one way to achieve the goal. It's lead generation. Other skills are important, yet without leads to work with, your skills won't mean a thing. Dealing with business never takes precedence over what?
Girl.
Never. Research shows that top producing agents make lead generation their #1 priority and the one thing they make sure they always get done. You can do this. And when you do, you will get the leads, the relationships, the experiences, the career, and the income that you want and deserve. Go get them, and good luck.
The music is my favorite part of every video, I'm just going to tell you. So thinking about how I get, oh,
Hi,
hold
I'm
on.
Gary.
I got to move on from this video and I don't know why, but it's not doing. Oh, there we go. All right. So tell me, what did Gary say our #1 priority should be?
Lead generation.
Lead generation, lead generation. That's right. I'm glad that you all heard that. So what do you think that we are going to focus on in Spark?
Lead generation.
Generation.
That's right, lead generation. Did they tell you that in real estate school?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
They didn't tell you that. That's so surprising. So, what
They
do you-
didn't say a thing. I thought everybody would just come like running to me needing my help.
that is a common theme I hear when they talk about real estate licensing. So everybody will come to me. That is how it works because everybody loves me, right? They do all love you. Yet we need to go out and be proactive in our lead generation. Jen Giroux, is that true?
Absolutely. Yes.
Awesome. So I love this quote. Nothing else about your business will have a big impact as the number of leads you have. Tell me, what does that quote mean to you?
Sounds more like we're not in the real estate business, we're in the lead generation business.
That's right.
Yes, that is exactly right. I love that. What else does it mean to you?
It means this is a step that you absolutely cannot afford to miss. If you want to be successful, this is the most important thing.
That's right, the number one thing. And again, having amazing skills in your presentations is you need those skills. You need to know how to run a business. All of the pieces are important in running your business, but you have to have that business to grow. You have to grow the business in order to run it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's great to have all these skills over here. I am awesome at my listing presentation. Lorna, I know it inside and out. I love that. You should know that. If you don't have anybody to practice it on, meaning like a real listing appointment, does it matter that you know how to do a listing presentation?
No.
Right? So we need leads to make sure that we have people to work with, right? That's the most important thing. So successful agents master lead generation first and continue to lead generate every day. What did I say there?
Every day.
Every day. Every day we have to be working on this. And that's what we're going to build Ignite around, focusing you on successful lead generation habits while building confidence in real estate.
So anybody here interested in buying, selling, or investing in real estate?
Who just said that?
That was me, Tracy.
I love it. And that's exactly what we do need to be talking about every single day. Next, you can't really see that, can you? Let's see. Ignite.
Yep.
Can you all see it? You guys are in my screen, so I can't see is everything that you can see.
Can I ask a quick question?
Of course.
Is there more than one? I don't have like page 4, and I don't think I have this page.
You may not have, so you're not going to have all of these slides. They will be posted on our Facebook page.
Okay.
So all the slides will be available to you. These are really talking points for us.
I see. Okay, great.
They saved a lot of paper this time around. In old Ignite, it was like a book this thick. And now
Right.
you need it like.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Sorry.
Lorna, it's Erin. I can post the slides in the chat too. So if people are really wanting all of these slides, I'll post them in the chat for you now.
Awesome. Thank you, Erin.
Yep.
Awesome. So Ignite, as we talked about, is the beginning, the spark, right? Your daily success habits. The first 2 weeks, that's what we're going to be focusing on. We're going to talk about mindset, lead generation, and confidence in working with buyers or sellers to get an appointment. Because remember, what's the goal of Ignite?
Listings.
Listings and buyers, right? One or the other. Get an appointment. That's what we're shooting for here. So after you learn the foundations in Spark, then you're going to move on to elementals, which is going to really focus in on what do you do in the appointments that you get, right? Business basics. Any questions? All right, everyone. So according to the National Association of Realtors, 66% of sellers and 41% of buyers find an agent through a friend.
You say that again for me?
66% of sellers and 41% of buyers find an agent through a friend. What does that stat tell you?
Referral.
Referral
Is key.
from
Sphere of
who?
influence.
Sphere of influence, I heard Renee say.
Building relationships.
Building relationships.
Asking for business.
Asking for business. I love that, right? So now what I want you all to do is take your phone. Everybody has a phone, I know, right? Go to your contacts. So contacts, right? Got your contacts? I want you to scroll all the way to the bottom, all the way. Oops, I messed mine up. And what I want you to do is tell me when you get to the bottom, what's on the bottom of your contacts?
73.
73. Awesome. Any other numbers there?
308. Someone said 403.
Oh, there we go. Love everyone's posting their numbers. Ooh, 1552. That's a lot. What I want you to do now is multiply it times 6%. Did they tell you you're going to do math this early in the morning? What's that number? $18.32.
Multiply by what?
6%. So total
0.06.
number- Yep, or 0.06. 12, 18, woohoo! All right, so you know what that number is?
So Lorna, Eric Harden had 1,552 people, contacts. And even if there's some redundancies, Eric, we're picking on you early. You have 93 opportunities in your phone. And Lorna is going to explain what that means. It's a massive number, guys.
This number gives you the average number of real estate actions that will be happening in the next 12 months with your sphere of influence. So now what I want you to do, and this is going to be different for everybody. Every market center is different. But you're going to take that number. So I just saw the last number was 44. Multiply it times the average commission in your area. Now I'm going to just tell you, we're going to go with 500,000 as an average sale price, 12,500. So if you don't know your market center's average, use 12,500 times that number of opportunities.
Can you repeat that again real quick?
Absolutely, absolutely. So you have that number of opportunities in your sphere of influence, right? Multiply that times 12,500. And I know we're all in different regions, so I'm just going with that one. Is that high for you guys, Tim?
Yeah, well, so if you're in the Portsmouth Market Center, 463, our average last year, we finished at a volume of about 365 and, average commission side of 2.5. So we're experiencing about 9,125 and about 10 deals to get to capper status. So after your 10th deal in Portsmouth, unless you don't want to pay your taxes, that's all yours. We recommend paying your taxes unless you have a lot of free time and a whole bunch of bushes in your yard.
So
It's good money. It's a good weekend, Lorna. You're allowed to get the lobster and dessert if you make that kind of money.
I love that.
Mm.
So thinking about who came up with a number, what's that number that you got?
If I did this right, I'm at I don't know if I did this right. Mine is 1.7, but I think I'm off somewhere.
I see 1,053,000. You might not be off depending on what your number is, how many people are in your database. So
Yeah, I have over 2,000.
Yep, that would make sense then. So I love all these numbers. Those numbers represent your gross commission income. And guess where they all live? in your phone. It all is right here. You just need to tap into it. Ginger, where did your first piece of business come from?
My first piece of business came from my next door neighbor.
Tell me about that story.
Yes, the day I got my license, I pulled in the driveway and my next door neighbor happened to be outside and I screamed out my window, I got my license, I got my real estate license. And I'm telling you, 3 weeks later, my first day back at school teaching, I got a text from my neighbor that said, we have some bad news. We decided not to remodel the house. The good news is we don't know any real estate agents, do you? So she knew I had my license. She knew it was my first deal, and they bought an $800,000 house. It was awesome. And then I sold their house, and it just went from there. So, I mean, the more people know, and you don't, I'm just loud, I guess, but I was genuinely excited and happy to tell somebody that I have my license, and it works. It really does.
Right. And Jen Giroux, I remember having a conversation where she said, well, it was just lucky that my neighbor was getting ready to sell. Was it luck?
You make your own luck. That's what I've learned.
That is right. It wasn't about luck. It was about sharing the news that you have your real estate license and letting everybody you know.
That's right. Yep. And now that moved, the guy that bought the house next door to me, he is moving to Maine. So I'll have another listing on the same house in 3 years.
Awesome. And is there anybody here from Maine that could use a referral?
Good idea. Good idea. All right, Callie. I see Callie Green. All right. I'm writing your name down.
I see Katie Dion too. So Tim Lindsay, you look like you have something to say. You unmuted.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. Don't forget, kids, there's 6 states in here, right? So there's representation. So, and a precursor for the next few weeks as we lead into the final day on the 24th. When we're talking, we're always going to be sending you back to your local leadership for questions, because don't forget, there are 6 different legalities going on in this conversation. So we're usually going to keep it pretty high on systems and models. When it gets litigious, we're going to send you back to your local leadership and your managing brokers for questions about that kind of stuff.
Thank you for pointing that out. So that's why we used a general commission number. We'll never talk about commission. We are all different brokerages as well as different states. So everybody has a different policy in their office. So yes, Deb.
I just want to chime in. As coaches, we see this all the time, and I want you guys in your day one of Ignite, don't be a secret agent. I've seen people go years without telling their neighbor that they're a real estate agent. So this is day one, guys. Get right out there and say those words. I'm a real estate agent. How can I help you? Do you know anybody who's looking to buy or sell or invest? And I promise I'll do a great job. So just don't get into that little funny thing where you don't want to talk to people. You have to just swallow that pill today and get out there. That's just my 2 cents.
Deb, I love it. So what did you guys just learn from that exercise?
To get your name out there.
Starts with your sphere, right? Get your name out there. It all starts with your sphere. And it makes the most sense, right? Because those people in your sphere, guess what? Most of them know.
They know you. They love you.
That's right. They want you to be successful.
Yeah, that's right.
And they trust you. That is key. They trust you. So
to get out of your own way and get out of your comfort zone.
Exactly, Robin. You got to get out of your comfort zone. So I ask you, would you like to do business with people that you know, like, and trust?
Yeah.
Absolutely, right? So that stat I gave you earlier, that 66% of sellers and 41% of buyers found an agent through a friend, neighbor, or relative, or used an agent they worked with before. So who do you know that's going through a life change? Is it possible they could use your help?
Yeah.
When I say life change, Ginger, what does that mean?
Means they could be newly empty nesters. They could have their second or first child and need a bigger place. They could be downsizing. They could be divorce. Lots of reasons to move, relocating, new jobs. We're seeing lots of life changes with people moving out of the cities, realizing that they can live in areas now that they don't have to commute every day, that have their own yards.
Exactly. Those are great examples. Did anybody think of anything else when I said life change?
Divorce.
Divorce, yep.
Folks going into assisted living and need the sale of their home to pay for it.
Assisted living, right?
Having a baby.
Having a baby.
Yeah.
Everyone in my database is going through change.
Everyone in your database is going through change. Life happens to everybody, doesn't it? So I bet all of you have you're all going through a life change right now, right? New career. Could it be a new career that somebody has? They're getting transferred in or out. So on page 7, there is a diagram, and I want you to think about this, that your sphere of influence is more than just family and friends. So what I want you to do now is on page 7, answer the following questions. Who do you know that's going through a life event right now that might need to move? And who does not yet know you are a real estate agent? So you're gonna take 1 minute. I want you to write it down. If you don't have it printed out, write it in your notebook. But I want you to start writing names down. Who in Facebook just said, I'm pregnant? Who just said, I got a new job? And Erin, you know what I love? Is that I just started scrolling through to see, and guess what? We got people playing full on here. They were all writing names down.
Yes.
And that is what I love.
Yeah, it's Monday morning. Get after it. Let's go.
That's right. So it was awesome to see all of you writing names down. Did you come up with a few people that you might need to call after we get off this call?
I did, definitely. Yeah.
Just makes you start thinking, doesn't it? All right, now I want you to take that, how many people did you get? Tell me, give me a number.
5. Total 4.
4, 5. I see 4, 3. I see 6, 3. Awesome. So that's a great start. And that was just in what, 1 minute that you started thinking about that? So I bet as you think about it more during the day, you're going to come up with even more people. Let me tell you, what do you think love this, the waves of people making a move. Why is it important to stay in touch with your sphere of influence? First of all, I want you to turn to page 8 in your participant guide. The average person moves every 8 to 10 years. Used to be 5 to 7. 8 to 10 is kind of a bummer, I have to tell you.
I feel like it's less than that, though. I really do.
I think it does depend. I think that, it depends on it's generational. I think in some cases, I've talked to a lot of people recently, having been in business for 28 years, who bought from me and they said, yeah, we're sorry. We've been here 25 years. I was like, that's awesome. I'm glad you loved your house. Yet they got there when they were a young married couple. they had their kids, the kids are now graduating and they're ready for their next life chapter. Right, so, but 8 to 10 is average. I like 5 to 7. But let's think about that. Let's pretend these waves are 8 to 10 years, right? So that up in here is when they're buying, and then they go back down here, and then they're thinking about buying again. This is life, right? Life changes in general. So the peaks and waves are the moment a person moves, right? The likelihood of a move, once they just bought, is it likely they're going to buy the next year? Most likely not. Right? Well, unless you're Jen Giroux's neighbor. It's not that long, right? So thinking about who do you know that has been in their home for over 5 years? Friends and family. Anyone?
My parents.
Your parents love that. Is it time for them to move?
It is.
So think about those people that you know. Could they be on the rise, getting ready to move? I want you to write down 2 names. I know somebody just thought of a couple people. Write down 2 names of people that have been in their house more than 5 years. You have everybody? Jen Giroux, I love that you're writing down names too.
Of course.
Can I ask my boys to move out? No, that doesn't count.
Oh
Yes,
my
you can.
gosh, I know.
Minor children have to stay in the home, Tim.
They're rent free. They must have some savings. They can, yeah.
They can move, they can move.
Well, and someone commented in the chat about second homes, like, and that you just can't predict that. And so that's a really good point. If you have, you don't know, somebody that just bought and sold with you could in 6 months actually buy a vacation home in your same state, right? Or somewhere. So, or an investment property. I've had that happen too. Like, hey, actually, we made so much money on the sale of our home and did well on the purchase that we'd like to go buy an investment property. So you just don't know what people are going to do. You have to stay in touch.
We got real comfortable around the Lakes region of asking the question when somebody, so Aaron and Matt McLaughlin are going to come up and buy a lake house on Winnipesaukee. We got real good at asking, is this the only home you're buying this year? Or is this the only house you're buying around the lake, right? Because if for no other reason, they're hanging up the phone saying they sell 2 houses at a time to some people.
Yes.
Like if for no other reason, the coolness factor goes up, like, wow, I want to work with this team, right? So, but we don't know. We don't know because they might be right sizing out of a house and I'm going to buy that second house because I don't love my in-laws being right downstairs. I do though, because they actually are, but if they wanted to move out, that would be great too.
So thinking about those names that you wrote down and where do they fall in the wave? Did they just buy? Are they been there for a while? Do you think they're on their way back up? So those first names that we wrote, I want you to think about where they are in the wave. Now I want to ask you a question. How would you feel if your friends only called you if they wanted something from you?
Not great.
Not great. Exactly. Would you feel like they cared about you, Matthew?
Probably not. You don't want someone who just, there are people in my life like that. And yeah, you definitely don't want those people around all the time that just call when they're like, yeah, hey, can you do this for me?
What have you done for me lately, right? Like that's how it would feel. So let me ask you this, Matthew, since I have you answering the questions.
Sure.
People that you think care about you, do you trust people that you think care about you more with your money? So if you feel like somebody does care about you, would you trust them with your money?
Yeah, if I have someone that in my life that I trust, then I would trust them. Yeah, I would go ahead, I would say someone that I trust with my life over my money, right? Like if I have someone in my life that I trust, like with my life, then yeah, I would trust them with my money. Right. So that's secondary. My money is secondary. Do I trust you enough that I feel like I could put my life in your hands, that you would make right decisions for me and my health? Then yeah, I would trust you with my money without a question.
I love that. I love that you went deeper on that even. So one of the things that's really important is to make sure that you are consistently staying top of mind and keeping in touch. So that way, when your friends or family or anyone in your sphere of influence, you're going to be the first call. But if you don't talk to them for 6 to 8 years, and then all of a sudden say, hey, want to give me business? Or you know that they're on that cycle, or you hear from a best friend, oh, I heard Susie Smith's ready to move, and you haven't talked to them in 6 or 8 years. How's that trust level?
Not great.
Not great, right, Matthew? Exactly. So the reason we talk about all this is because you want to consistently stay in touch with people. You all said at the beginning, build a relationship with people, keep in touch. So I have a friend who's done, I think, every type of like home sales under the earth, like everything. I think she's done Tupperware. She did some sort of skin thing to get, she's told me I needed to get rid of my wrinkles. But I only heard from her and had coffee from her when she was building a new business. And then if I didn't engage right away or I didn't buy something from her, guess what happened?
Never heard from her again.
I never heard from her again. Right? So, and I do love this person, just so you know that. But yet, I find it interesting that I only hear from her when she's wanting me to help her build her business.
Can I ask a quick question?
Absolutely.
I'm feeling so guilty right now. This sounds a little bit like me being a serial entrepreneur. I never really have much time for like close friendships and stuff, but I do keep in contact with people as far as, business, and let them know what I have going on. But how do you kind of overcome that if you feel like, wow, maybe I haven't been the best at staying in contact, but now I need these people, to build my network? How do you kind of get over that hump?
I love this question. So will you role play with me for a second?
Can I? Okay, sure.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, Angel. It's Lorna Helms. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing awesome. I just want to say to you, I am so sorry that I haven't kept in touch. I know life just gets crazy sometimes. Do you ever feel that way?
Yeah, I absolutely know what you mean. Absolutely.
Yep. So I just want to apologize. And I'm really calling today. I just want to find out, how's your family?
Oh, everybody's good. My big daughter's in college. The little one's starting daycare soon. Grandparents are doing good.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. And so you said your oldest is in college. What college does she go to?
Yeah, she's actually going to college in Fort Lauderdale, Broward Community College.
Wow, good for her. A nice warm place to go to college. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And how's work?
Work is good.
What are you doing for work now? Are you still doing the same job that you were when we talked last at that retail store?
Right. So, funny you said that. I've actually just reinstated my real estate license in Massachusetts. I moved back up to Mass, so I'm back in Boston and back in real estate.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that you moved back to Massachusetts and that you're in real estate. I'll definitely keep you in mind if there's anybody I know who's looking to buy or sell. Where do you work, Angel?
I'm in the Keller Williams office in Plainville, actually.
Awesome. Awesome. I will definitely keep in mind anybody that I might know. Hey, I'm wondering, did you ever get to go visit California? I know that was one of the things that you were hoping to do with your family.
I still haven't got to do that yet.
Not yet? Well,
Not
hopefully soon enough. Right?
Hopefully.
Awesome. And is your goal to stay up here, or are you thinking that someday you go back to Florida?
Oh no, I'm staying in Mass now. I miss the family so much, and the grandparents are older. I missed everybody so much. I couldn't stay there anymore. I just had to get back home.
I love that. Oh, Angel, I am so grateful that I got to catch up and hear what's happening in your life. I am going to make a commitment to you that I'm going to be making sure we check in more regularly. And if there's any question about anything that you need, please let me know.
Perfect. That sounds good. And, likewise, I'll stay in contact. I'll do better. And, if I think of anything, I'll give you a call as well. We'll stay in touch.
Awesome. Thanks, Angel.
You're welcome. Nice talking to you.
You too. So I didn't talk about real estate. I definitely could have. She didn't go back and forth and ask me like, how's my work? But that's okay. That might happen, right? I could have thrown it in a bunch of different ways, but the whole point of that call was what?
Kind of maybe
about them.
Reestablish the relationship.
To reconnect.
Reconnect, yeah.
Reconnect. And it's okay to admit, I know we haven't kept in touch. I didn't blame her. I didn't say, hey, the phone works both ways. I said, I'm so sorry. I'm owning it. Tim Lindsay, what do you have to say?
Well, when Angel started, she mentioned, realizing that she needs all these people to be her database. Just a thought correction there. They are your database. And to Lorna's point, that conversation, I took 4,000 years of Latin, so I'll always use the mea culpa term. Like when you're calling and saying it's all my fault, that's all they want to hear is ownership of it. And then above and beyond that, Angel, reminding you that that's a nurture phone call. All you're doing is building bridges again, right? You're just you're reconnecting, and we are nurturing the conversation back, because you have to ask yourself, as Lorna made the point earlier about the people that only call when they're starting. Now I'm doing doTERRA oils. Now I'm doing, Mary Kay Cosmetics, Tupperware, whatever's next.com. If they're only ever calling to be transactional as opposed to, and Erin and I love beating this guy to death. We love his books. Simon Sinek, The Infinite Game. It's a great book. Are you going to make the long play? Are you building a legacy business that will be at 40,000 feet when you step out of the plane to go on with the rest of your life? Are you building something that other people can step into that will service your clients' grandchildren in the future? Or is this just the next thing that you're throwing against the wall to see if it sticks?
Got it.
So if you're thinking long-term, be okay with making that conversation. And to Lorna's point too, like the limiting belief is, well, I can't call Angel. We haven't spoken since the Truman administration. Well, cool. She hasn't called you either, right? So whoever calls first right now, if this is Battleship, whoever calls first wins, right? So you get to celebrate that a little bit and open with, it's all my fault, because they're thinking, no, it's not. I didn't call you either. But you're back on the phone, nurturing the relationship and just acting out of contribution and service, right?
And sometimes it's okay to just say, hey, I haven't spoken to you. It feels like forever. How's everything going in your world in this whole COVID thing?
Yeah.
They may not realize it's been forever too. Right. They may think they just talked to you a month, because they saw you on Facebook. They may think you're super tight friends. So, hey, it's okay. Hey, I haven't talked to you in forever. What's going on? How's everything with you and your family? Everybody okay? Always start with care.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
And to Donna's point, hi, this is Matt Howard from Keller Williams North Central. Now's a great time to start, right? We all are going through this unprecedented time in our lives, this pandemic that we're all part of. It's very easy. It's a very easy conversation starter to say, hey, things are crazy in the world right now. How are you? How have you been? And then just start that conversation. And it's literally a catalyst for all of us to use to just say, hey, things are wild out there. How are you okay? And it doesn't have to be about real estate or this, that, and the other thing. Just have that conversation of care and go from there.
Exactly.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Hi everybody. I'm Arden. I just quit my engineering job. I start full-time as a real estate agent in 2 weeks. But I find that a lot of people in my generation are very phone adverse, myself included. Most of the time I am texting with people, Facebook Messenger.
I'm in a classroom.
Etc. So I have a hard time even getting on the phone to call my friends. Like most of the time we just text back and forth. What do you think is the best way to kind of start having phone calls with my very close sphere, but then also like reaching back out to like my neighbor from when I was little that I haven't seen in 10 years, and like my aunt who I only really see at family events. Like what's the best way to do that? Like, should you just call? Or it feels like it's like kind of almost an awkward interaction the first time to get that conversation started.
Gendro, you're shaking your head. Do you have it?
I'd love to answer this. Thank you, Lorna, for reading my language. So yes, I think there are certain people that would think it was weird that you were calling. So text them, work with who you know they are, and appeal, do it according to that. So your aunt, I would probably call. I just think working with who, whatever they want, that they would like. Does that make sense?
I think they talked about it last week at family reunion, where talking isn't necessarily talking anymore, right? It doesn't mean picking up the phone. It could mean Facebook messaging. It could mean texting. Like, again, we're in a generation of people who don't like to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
But if you're having those conversations, that two-way conversation back and forth, and eventually it leads to real estate, great. But just start that conversation. I use the new year as a resolution. Hey, it's my resolution to reach out to everyone I know, like, and trust. How have you been? And
That's nice.
Like that.
So,
okay, that definitely takes the pressure off a little bit.
And you can start today. Sorry, I haven't gotten to you sooner, but it's part of my New Year's resolution to reach out to people I know. How have you been?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I'm like literally texting people right now.
Yeah, or do a video. Do a video text. I got my license, and then blast it out there and see what happens. And if somebody comments, put them into your database and start going from there.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, everybody.
I just want to add to this conversation. Texting and social media posting, all these things are a great way to start the conversation and to get. Your goal should be to either be on the phone or face to face with these people at some point, because for the same reason it makes you feel a little awkward, it's more intimate, right? And there's more opportunity to move the conversation where you want it to go, right? Texting it can be very sort of scripted and programmatic. You could take a break from the conversation if you want to, right? Like, you can't keep going if the conversation needs to. So, hey, I've been really enjoying our texting, or I'd love to have a conversation. Can we, meet up for coffee? Can we do a Zoom call? I'd love to just, I want to hear your voice, or I've been thinking about you, or whatever it is. If it's a close friend that you haven't spent time with in a few years, don't make it awkward, but build up to it, right? But you're going to get to an appointment or a transaction faster if you're having a voice-to-voice call or a face-to-face interaction. So that should be where you're driving to. If you stay in text land, I always think about it as like being in the friend zone, right? You're in the friend zone. So you want to get beyond the friend zone. So if you're just in someone's direct messenger, if you're you want to get beyond that, right? Because how many hundreds or thousands of people do you have messages from on Facebook, Instagram, or your text that you don't have a really close relationship with? So just think about it that way. So those of you who are not comfortable with the phone call, we got to get out of the friend zone, because that's where the transactions happen. Okay, so that's my soapbox on that.
Yep, and I love that, because I was thinking the same thing as I was watching the chat box a little bit. I can actually watch it when I don't have a shared screen.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it's the best way to start. And especially now, people need it. People want this. I love this. In fact, I love when you all unmute. I love everyone who's showing me their faces right now, because I have the energy from that. The black boxes are not doing it, right? So it's real. And right now, there we go. Yay, I see some more faces coming on. Thank you. So thinking about having the face-to-face does matter versus the blank screen of texting. And it's a great way to start. So Arden, is that how you pronounce your name? So just thinking about that piece of it to get you going to the next level.
Can I interject for 1 second?
Of course, Brian.
Hi, guys. My name is Brian. So I'm kind of from the old school myself. My wife and I are former business owners. So for me, I have the opposite. I'm more about making the connection through phone, seeing the people. I think the interaction is much better when you get a feel for understanding the person. You connect more. Where I guess I'm kind of cut off from the Facebook and the texting and all that stuff, because my wife is always telling me, you got to, connect more through these other outlets. And I'm like, no. I need to hear a voice. I need to know how the person's feeling. It's a different connection. So I have the opposite problem where I want to go out and I want to meet everyone I can face to face, call them on the phone and hear a voice. So I have to connect more with the social media side of things, if anything. That would be my problem. I have the opposite problem.
And I just saw Amber Jones write balance, right? We need all the pieces of the puzzle, right? So there's not one right way, and you're going to connect with people in different ways. So I love that your wife is pushing you to do other outlets as well. That's a good motivator there. And thinking about maybe you and Arden work together in script practice and practice with each other, right? Where find somebody who has the opposite skill set or a comfort level and help each other get out of that comfort zone.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I thought so. So speaking of that, I'm going to redirect us back to our shared screen here. Did you notice when I was talking with Angel, I asked her about her family. We call it the Ford method, her occupation. I asked her a little bit about recreation and dreams, right? So those of us who are struggling with, I don't know what to say, this one just starts right there, right? Oops, I don't know how I just did that. See, I shouldn't even touch my mouse because this is what happens. Sorry, guys. There it is. So thinking about the Ford method. So if you do not know what these all mean, please take a picture, write them down. Because now we're coming to my favorite part of the day. Do you know what that is? Breakout rooms. I love this part of the day, Tim Lindsay. I love that you are all going to get to know each other by practicing with each other, the Ford script. Are you guys ready?
Don't leave. We have all your IP addresses. We'll show up at your house.
So I want you, let's see, how many people do we have on here? So I'm going to say, just breaking it all out. Hold on. You guys are all going to meet new people. Why is this not, we're not going up? Hold on. So you're going to get something that says join room. Has anybody done this before? All right. And you're going to practice the Ford script. If there's 3 in a room, which many of the rooms have 3, just take turns. You are going to have 15 minutes-ish, maybe a little less, and you're going to practice with each other. All of your coaches are going to be in these rooms too. So coaches, get ready. Have fun, everybody. Practice your Ford script with each other. Did everybody get a thing? Yep, there we go.
No idea what's happening here.
Unfortunately, I'm just here to listen because I'm home with COVID and I'm coughing and hacking and look horrible.
Oh my gosh. Well, listen in your room. That's
All
all.
right.
Join the room and just listen.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
You're welcome. You all should have gotten a room. So nobody's in room 16. Move to your rooms, hit join.
I don't think anybody showed up to my room. I'm trying to see.
All right, I'm moving.
Yeah, me neither, actually. My script partner wasn't able to do it.
All right, so let me see. What was your name? I've got a big.
I know there was another person who just said something as well. But
All right, so I want you to, what's your name? I'm sorry.
Nick,
Yeah.
Nicholas,
Nicholas, do you know what room you were in to start?
I think it was 49.
49, okay, awesome. Moving you around. Let's see, move you to 46. Moving you
And
to
where's the
46.
paper that we find?
Just remember Ford. Family,
Ford.
occupation, recreation, dreams. All right, I see a few people still here. Megan, did you not get a room?
I was in room 25, but there was nobody else in there.
All right, I'm gonna move you. I thought I had moved you. Move you to room 27, Megan.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You should have gotten something to help you.
I also didn't have anyone in my room.
Okay, who's saying that?
Michelle Kraft.
And what number of room were you in?
I don't recall. Sorry.
That's okay. Let's see. I have to find your name on each of them. Tyler, what room were you in?
I was in 45, but also alone.
Okay. All right, so you're in 45. Michelle, I'm looking for your name as we go along. Let's see. Sorry, there's a lot of people, so it takes me a few minutes, guys.
No problem.
Michelle, I'm moving you to 31. And Tyler, what number?
I was in 45.
You're in 45. Okay, so we're going to move you to 44.
Awesome.
And see, there's only one person in there, so hopefully they stay in there. Good luck.
Thanks.
Lorna, I was all alone in my room.
Who's this?
It's Erin.
Oh, all right, Erin, what number were you in?
13.
13, all right. I'm trying to find everybody who, let's see, Erin, we're moving you to room 11.
Okie dokie.
All right, have
Hello,
fun.
Lorna. I was also alone in my breakout room.
David, you're in 11?
I was in 38,
You're in 38. All right, hold on.
but I just left.
All right, we're gonna move you to 11.
Thank you.
All right, Tyler, what number again? I'm so sorry. 40.
I was 45, and then I think you just tried to move me to something else. But
Somebody is in, I tried to move you to 44 and somebody is in there. Did you not get the invite to go to 44?
I did not.
I don't know how to, let's see, I'll put you back in 45 and then move you. Hold on. Just stay put for a second. 44. All right, you should have gotten something, Tyler, saying I moved you to 44.
Hey, Lorna, this is Tim.
Hi, Tim. What room were you in?
I was in 40 by myself, but we had a great conversation.
All right, I'm moving you to 41.
All right, thanks.
All right, Tyler, you still didn't get one, huh?
I did not.
So crazy. Let's see. I'm going to try to move you to 43. All right, should show up on your screen as I just moved you to 43. Amy.
Hi.
Hi, Janita. You're in 44.
Okay, I went to 44. Well, I don't remember what room I was in, but I went in a room with someone, but we both were confused.
What were you
thought,
confused about?
When I said I was supposed to come in the room, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know why."
So you're all in rooms together practicing scripts, right? You're supposed to be
Okay.
practicing Ford script. Do you know how to get back there?
No.
All right, hold on. So we're gonna move you to 42, but then I'm gonna put you back in 44. And I want you to let Teresa know that you're supposed to be practicing your Ford scripts. Amy, what number were you in?
Hey, I was in, oh, sorry, I was in 4.
4, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're gonna move you to room 5. Try room 5.
You got it.
All right.
I was in room 14.
Okay. Nobody was there.
One other person,
And
and they got booted out.
They did? That's weird. All right, so Deborah, right? Is that who am I talking to? Or is it? Who is that was just asking? Was that Jane?
Jane.
Okay, thank you. So you're in room 14, Jane. I'm gonna move you to room 12. Who got booted out? I'm trying to read. Teresa, you got booted out? Very weird. All right, Teresa, I'm gonna try you in room 12. Try that. Suzanne, did you get into a room?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And how come you guys are back?
Well, we didn't realize, we talked for a bit and went over everything, and then we thought, we didn't know, because when you're in the room, you can't see what's happening with you. So we thought it was time to go back.
Oh, nope. I'll broadcast to everybody as soon as they go.
Oh, okay.
You guys know how
okay.
to rejoin your rooms?
Excuse me?
Do you know how to rejoin your room?
No.
That's a great question, Lorna.
Oh, wait, if I say leave, hold on, let me. just
Oh,
leave.
breakout rooms?
Yeah, and breakout rooms, right?
Oh, I see.
Bottom, see?
All right, here I go. I'm back.
There you go. Perfect. So go back to your breakout rooms. Keep practicing.
Hi, it's Jesse. I don't have anyone in mind. I was 33.
33. Did you
Yeah,
have
I'll put the-
anybody at all the whole time?
No, well, no, I checked and then I was trying to get a different room, but you were helping other people.
Sorry.
So I was kind of waiting my turn. It's okay.
Look at how patient you're being. All right, Jesse.
I was
You're gonna
sending
put
some
your
MLS listings.
31. I love that you're doing MLS listings.
Yes, I'm trying to help some
All right,
rentals.
so I just gave you a new room, so you should be able to leave to go to break.
Okay, join 31. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Crystal, did you get into a room? You did. Oh, you're muted, Crystal. Do you know how to unmute? There we go.
Yes, I just came out of a room with Blake. So, and I tried to get into another one, but there was nobody in, I think it was meeting room.
Does it let you join other rooms?
It said, I just hit the breakout room tab and it says you have been assigned to room 29. So when I clicked on it, I already clicked on it, it just shows me and no one else. But I did talk with someone already. So
you want to go back to Blake and practice the Ford script. That's
Yep.
what you're doing. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Yep. And we did. And we'll do it again. Okay.
Practice makes perfect, my friend.
Yes. Okay.
Do you know how to get back there?
Yes.
Okay, good. George, were you already in a room? You're muted. Okay, that's fine. Yep, no worries. Mary, all right, Mary Ann. Can you tell me how to pronounce your name?
Marie Angeline, you can call me Angie. I'm gonna change it.
Angie, okay. So did you get in a room?
I was in the room 16, but nobody showed up.
No. Let me pop you into another room just so you can talk to somebody. How about room 15? I'm gonna put you in. Just so you can hear for a couple more minutes. We're almost done.
Okay, let me change my name too.
Actually, I'm gonna send the note out to probably close all rooms at this point, so.
Oh, okay, it's fine.
But next time, next one. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you didn't get in one. I love when everybody comes back. It's so much fun. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. How'd it go?
Hi.
Fine? I like
It's
fine.
great.
We're good.
Going well. We didn't have the scripts, so it would have been nice if we could have like tried to share the screen.
So I should have explained better, so I apologize, Deanna. Really, all I wanted you to do was the forward, and there's no script for that. That's a conversation with your friend or family or past client or sphere of influence, asking them about their family, asking about their occupation, their recreation, and their dreams. So it's just a framework versus an actual script where you're following. They said this, now you say that. They said this, now you say that. Forward is more conversational and just really catching up with people. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I apologize if anybody was unclear on what to do. Did you get to know each other a little bit?
Yes, it was
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Yes, it was nice.
Conversations.
Awesome. So I would like, let me see, I'm going to look at the people I can see on my screen. Brian Gallagher, who was in your room with you? Oh, you're muted.
I had David and who was it? I'm sorry, Dave Mahoney, and I forgot, I forgot the name of the person, which is probably one of the more important things. I forgot her name.
It was me, Rosie Surian.
Rosie, there you are. Sorry, Rosie, I'm sorry, I apologize.
There's a lot of stuff being thrown at you, Brian. Don't worry.
It's
So
all right.
Brian, you talked to David. David, you said, right?
Mooney.
Mooney.
Okay. And so what did you learn about either one of them?
That they're basically in different parts of their life, but they're still trying to accomplish the same goal. David is kind of aligned with the business a little bit with his management company, family management company, and commercial real estate. And Rosie is, she was a business owner and she just sold her business and she's looking to transition into this and has a passion for, working with people as well. So a little bit from both.
You got to know somebody a little bit better and developed a little bit more of a relationship with each of them. Would you say
Yes.
that's true?
Absolutely.
And did it feel uncomfortable at any point?
No, not for me, and I don't think for any of them. I think at first it was you're stepping into a room with a bunch of people and you have to figure out a way to spark a conversation, keep it going, get to know everyone in the room, find out who they are, what they're about, and their motivations, all that fun stuff.
Awesome. Thank you. I don't think you answered everything that I was thinking about that I wanted to make sure happened. So did anyone else have that same experience where utilizing Now, I just want to be clear because I understand I was maybe not as clear when I sent you all to breakout rooms, that we did not have an exact script to follow. We were using the Ford model, asking them about their family, their occupation, their recreation, their dreams, to build the connection and get to know them better. Did anyone else have a similar experience to Brian?
I did.
And what I loved is that not only could you, what I just heard from Brian, which made me go, oh, this is perfect, is not only can he build this conversation into people that he already knows, but now if he goes into a room full of people he doesn't know, he can use the same script to get to know them better. Isn't that awesome? Why can't I write down this Ford script and say, they said this, now I should say that. They said this, now I should say that. Why can't I do that with this Ford way of talking?
Everyone's answers will be so different.
Yeah.
It's not really a script, it's more of a natural flowing conversation.
Exactly. Exactly. So if you were to utilize this natural script and keep in touch with your sphere of influence or reconnect with people, you think it would be awkward?
No, it's not. Because
it's not.
They build your relationship, and next time you talk to them, and you can write notes too. I write notes so that next time I talk to them, I can say, so how was that ski trip? Or how's the baby, the newest one, doing, that kind of thing. They're very, very nice and open to it, really.
I love that. And so Robin, what I love about that is that you have a follow-up system to do that. So you want to make sure you are taking notes or recording it somewhere to be able to have the conversation next time. Like, oh, how's the skiing going with baby, with little Susie or whatever. So I love all of that. Robin, where would I record that if it wasn't on a piece of paper? Where could it go?
I put it right in my database in Command. I write down the last time I spoke to them. I write down what was said, that they're due for a baby next year, that kind of thing.
Awesome.
I'm sending Robin Rainville a crisp $30 bill for saying that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love you.
She was not staged at all. Yeah. No, I mean, that's just it, right? And to Lorna's earlier point, it's not a script where like, oh, now I should say this next. It is a conversation blueprint. If you think about any organic conversation you're having with your loved ones, they're going to ask you, how are you? How's the family? If they don't like your family, they're going to skip right to how's work. And after that, they're going to ask about skiing or the Cape or whatever, how was your family vacation that you just took to Disney, whatever the case may be. That's a natural iteration of a conversation. We put that acronym in front of us to keep us on track. And I would argue for most of us, it's family than occupation, because when they have warm blood in their veins and they feel inclined to say, hey, Tim, how's real estate? Or if they don't know, because it's been 38 years since I talked to them, I get to say, I'm glad you asked. I'm no longer there. I got my license. I'm working with Keller Williams. Who do you know that we should know? Who do you know that, we can serve? That's a natural blueprint of a conversation. Anyway, we just keep them in front of us to keep us on track, to move us toward the goal. And the goal is not to sell them something. The goal is to help them understand what success looks like for their family and how we can become a part of that conversation and serve them.
Love that. I love that. Go ahead, Erin.
I had David and Winnie in my breakout, and we had a lot of good conversation about all this stuff. And one of the things that kind of came up was like knowing when to interject that you're in real estate into this conversation. And that, are you kind of like looking for a sale in this conversation? And maybe you would get there, right? Like maybe that conversation gets you there, but maybe the first time it doesn't, right? There is always an opportunity around that occupation part to say, I'm in real estate now, right? And I'm with Keller Williams. But it doesn't necessarily need to be more than that if it's an initial conversation, right? How's work? Oh, you're working in the restaurant? That's great. How's it been? Have you been impacted by the pandemic? I just joined with Keller Williams. I got my real estate license, and it's been great, right? And it could just be that if it's an initial call. So I think that, like, don't necessarily think that you're going to go in for the deal with this conversation every time. This is about building relationships. And so that we had a lot of conversation in our breakout about that. So
Awesome. And that's exactly it. I love that. So this was just to break the ice and get you started. Right now, this is a perfect breaking point. I don't know about anybody else, but my water is empty.
Yes.
And that might tell you many reasons why it's time
Yes.
for us to have a break. So we are going to it is 10:36. You have 10 minutes. Do not leave. Just mute yourself. Maybe shut your picture off if you want. 10:46. We're going to jump back on. We're going to get into, I saw somebody ask what command is. We're going to talk about, we just had all these great conversations. Now what? How do I keep in touch consistently? So that's what we're going to be talking about. Oh, now it's 10:37. 10:37. I will see you all back here.
This is your conscience speaking. It's a great time to hit the ladies' room, grab some water, and maybe call one more person. Just a thought.
Tim, do you not take breaks?
When COVID started, I got a massive pickle jar. I don't move. No, I'm joking.
Nice, nice.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
A camel, David, built like a camel.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on my. I do. You'll notice though, I don't have a large one. It's a small macchiato.
Oh, okay.
Gentle sips. It keeps me at the desk longer. Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know if maybe they unlock your door at the end of the day.
Oh no, Nate slides all my horrible meals under the door. Yeah.
Okay.
I have to,
all right.
I have to yell at all of you before I'm allowed to go home. Lots
There
of
you
walking.
go.
Caught in his office.
Yeah. I was honored you remembered my name. It's like you
Oh,
remembered.
Dr. Mooney, of course. Somebody said Mahoney. Well, the only reason I saw that is because when you're a co-host, you have access to all the rooms. So just a reminder, here comes your conscious speaking again. We can see who checked in and who didn't check into their respective rooms.
Oh.
I did notice that.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you said, wow, Aaron McLaughlin said I should play all in, I'm going to play all in, then you don't check into your room. Santa's watching.
How many
Oh,
people did we lose today going into rooms?
What's that?
Said how many people did we lose today going into rooms?
20.
Yeah.
It drops off quick.
Yeah. I should have reminded them there'll be cake, right, Maddie?
That's
Yeah.
why I'm here. I was told there'd be cake.
Yeah. Come for the script, stay for the baked goods. Yeah.
Well, this is that was the easiest thing that we could have done, right? That script.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's the uncomfortable stuff. It's the monotony is where the greatness lies, right? And that's what we don't celebrate. You're never gonna, and Gary will have these huge conversations with people at Mega Camp and Family Reunion talking about, high level stuff. All of that, under all of that is to pick up the phone, lift it to you, the 70,000 pound phone to your face and have the conversation. It's all born out of that. I was going to joke with Arden earlier, like, I appreciate that a lot of people that are just getting out of college or a little bit younger and they're feeling like nobody wants to pick up the phone. I would argue and Jen made a great point, just we can't be tone deaf to how they want to be communicated with. At the same time, if you just keep calling, they will take the call. And even if you leave the message like, hey, Jen, Tim Lindsay, I just, it's been so long. I just wanted to hear your voice. So the next time I call, I hope you're able to grab it. I'd love to have a conversation, back to the mea culpa. I'm sorry it's been so long. I'm sorry I haven't called you since COVID-19 started. What are we on? COVID 38 now? I've lost track. That aside, right? It's you take all the blame, you're taking all the ownership, and we have yet to have an agent emoji themselves to $1 million in GCI. When it happens, Gary will have them on stage. The texting and the social media, you hear people, I built my business on social media. Their first touch was social media. They went from unmet to met with social media. More often than not, the fruition of the conversation and the transactional end of the relationship for, deal by deal is taking place when you're talking to them.
Belly to belly.
For sure. And again, with COVID, this represents belly to belly right now, right, Maddie? I mean, because you can see me, you can hear me, and I apologize for those of you that are watching. You can see my face, you can hear my voice, and you can hear the words I'm choosing and the tonality I'm using with those words. And that is the totality of our effectiveness, right? You can take a text out of context all the time, right? If you're a guy, there's a difference between a girl saying, hey, and a girl saying, hey, and you know what I mean, right? Two different things. That's you just cut me off, or would you like to come over later and watch Netflix? There's two different conversations happening there. And if you're tone deaf to text, which most people are, you're probably going to cut her off when she actually wanted to watch a movie with you or do something.
Tim, somebody just asked where will they be able to watch these videos later somewhere else?
The Keller Williams New England YouTube channel. Everything will get uploaded within the next 24 to 48 hours. So right now, in lieu of the rest of the courses, if you know your face can't make it tomorrow, and we don't recommend that, but if your face can't make it tomorrow, you could watch last month. Every other month we run it. So January session 2 is already up there for your viewing perusal if you so choose. And it would be slightly different because it'll be a different instructor, different classroom, but you'll get the same context.
And they're also on the Facebook group.
Correct.
They were called units. They're now being called guides. I'm not sure.
We switched the units away.
Yeah, Zuckerberg's just keeping us on our toes.
Zuckerberg
Yeah.
did. Mark
The Zucker.
We go right to the Z word. Zuckerberg. Scoundrel.
But yeah, so you
Zuckerberg.
can find all the videos in there in respective units along with all the supporting materials for each session. So if you want the materials ahead of time, you can also go into the Facebook group, into the units and get all the files. And I don't know if they're linked on the YouTube channel, the materials. So the materials are all on the Facebook group though.
Mhm.
My gosh, 10:47. Guess
It's
what
like we
time
planned
is?
it. It's like we planned it,
It's
Lorna.
go time, Lorna.
It's showtime. Let's go. Let's wrap this all up, right? Put it all together. So we're going to start by talking about these conversations and what happens next, right? And KW has a tool for that. And do you know what it's called? I know that some of you know.
Go, man.
Command, that's right. But there's also other tools we have. We have an app, a consumer facing app. We have, it's not called Command Mobile yet, it's called Kelly, yet that is another tool that we have. So we're gonna get to know the tools in this next session and how they're gonna help you stay consistent. You are all going to be doing things in this session. So you're not just listening to my voice. I know it's soothing and relaxing, but don't listen to it. You got to do action, right? So let's get to know the tools, right? We all have tools in our world, right? Who uses Google? Right?
Here.
Who uses iCloud for their phone and all their pictures?
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't think I could fit. My phone would be blown up by now if I didn't have an AI, right? Like some cloud-based system to put all my stuff. So Gary Keller decided we needed to be a tech company who happens to sell real estate. So we are a training and tech company that happens to sell real estate. Did everybody know that?
Yes.
And do you know why Gary Keller decided that we needed to do that?
So we gotta stay ahead of the curve. We gotta keep up with the times.
He wanted to stay ahead of the curve. He wanted to keep up with the times. And he wanted our data, meaning all of your information, to stay ours, right? That's why he did this. He did it for us, the agents, to keep us, helping us stay consistent, helping all our data stay in one place. And so when you think about, for those of you who have sold real estate in the past, when you had a transaction, where did you go? What was the name of that thing that we clicked on to start an electronic file? Who knows? Dotloop. Right? I had to open one thing. Thank you, Pia. We had to open Dotloop. Then I wanted to keep in touch with my database. So I had to open up, let's call it eEdge. I had to keep my contact management system. And then I wanted to create a marketing design. And guess what? I had to open up Publisher or Canva or something, right? I had to get into so many different platforms. So that is part of what Gary Keller did. He wanted to put us all together. He wanted the agent to be able to connect to the consumer and also to the market center. So he started with Kelly and Keller Cloud and all of our data. So we're going to look at Command. Who has started playing in Command or is utilizing it?
Me.
I love hearing me. Right? So Command is all in one place. And that's the point of it all, is to make sure that if I am out on the road and I need to put something into Command, I can do it. If I want to look up what my friend Erin McLaughlin is doing, I can look at it and see, oh, Erin was in my app today and looked at 5 houses. So it's really important to keep in touch and be systematic in keeping in touch. Would you agree with that? And that is what Command allows us to do. So today we're going to talk a little bit about getting into Command, how to do it, where to find some things. Anybody know, how do we log into Command?
With our credentials.
Agent.kw.
Agent.kw.com. right? So we start there. Don't look at all the tabs I have open, no judgment. We put in our KW credentials and we log in. Ta-da! There's command. So command, one of the secrets right here is click on the little red box and it tells you what everything down here means, right? So we have our home page, which is what we're on now. We have contacts, which is what we're going to focus on a little bit today. We have a task list, which you see my task list here, and everything is red because I need to make some phone calls. We have smart plans, which is about keeping in touch with your database. All right, I'm going to talk about each of these a little bit. Don't get overwhelmed. I just want you to kind of have an overview. Referrals. Whew, you guys are all going to be making referrals to all over the country. That's a great place to do it. Opportunities. Does anybody know another name for opportunities?
Leads.
Leads would be part of it. How about pipeline? It's your pipeline. And you'll know where everybody that you have talked to is in that pipeline. Campaigns, right? That's a for marketing, through Facebook. Again, consistency. Reports. Oh, this is my favorite tab. Who knows why? Gendra, why would that be my favorite tab? Do you know why reports is my favorite tab? Because that's where you...
It helps you track your goals.
That's where you track your goals. Jen, you know that you're muted, right?
I just see that. Sorry.
That's okay.
Tells you about how your business is doing.
That's right. Your goals live in there. It's one of my favorite parts.
Me too.
Designs. That is the fun stuff. That's what I call it. The fun stuff. The postcards, the listing presentations, listings and consumer. So there's tons of stuff here. One-stop shopping. So what I want you all to do now, and you're all going to have to be multitaskers galore. Are you ready? Look at me. We are going to open a new tab in your computer and you're going to type in agent.kw.com. You're going to have to listen to my voice or toggle back and forth between your screen and my screen. So open up command.
I did it on my phone because for some reason my laptop is lagging really bad right now. Is that
Okay, so you have a command on your phone or this on your phone?
Command.
Okay. Zoom definitely does affect the lag factor. Erin McLaughlin, is that a true statement sometimes? All right, you guys ready? The next step, you're gonna watch, now come back to me. Everybody have eyes on me. Now you have command open, where you're gonna watch me do it first, then you're gonna do it. We're gonna go to contacts. And again, it's gonna spin for a second. We're gonna hit add contact. See this nice blue button up here on the top? Can y'all see that? Add contact.
Ready to bring me coffee?
Then what you are gonna do is you're going to put your name in, your name, your personal email, your phone number. I'm gonna scroll down here. You're gonna do add more information. And you are going to put in your address. Once you get done with that, you're going to scroll to the bottom and hit save. Does anybody need me to go over how you do that? Where you find the contact? No? Got really quiet.
Yes, Craig does.
Craig does? Thank you. All right. So from the homepage, you're going to click on contacts. And then you're gonna go right up here to add a contact, the big blue button. When it pops up, you're gonna type in your name, your personal email, your phone number, and you're gonna do more information, and you're gonna add your address. And then you're gonna hit save at the bottom.
Got you. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so It's gonna get super quiet here for a minute. Everybody add yourself as a contact. And if you've already done that, add your spouse or your best friend or your child. We just need a name. I want you to practice. When you're done, put done in the chat.
Lorna, I also posted and I put it on the Facebook group, the Marty Miller YouTube page and Nick Baldwin's YouTube page. There are some command training videos on there. If you don't happen to have your KW login yet, you can go on to those and watch some of these longer videos on command.
Yep, this is meant to be an overview for today. Marty Miller is one of my favorites. Jay Cermak does some great command videos as well. We see done, done, done. This is good. Keep going, everybody. We got 100 more. I'm just kidding. Keep going, done. All right. As people are finishing up, for those of you who are done, was that hard? How long did
That was really pretty easy.
And how long did it take you to do that? 30 seconds?
A minute.
Minute?
About 23.
23 seconds. We should have a contest that takes time. So thinking about entering yourself as a contact, why do I have you enter yourself as a contact first?
So you can get the updates that you send out to your clients.
You want to look at what you're sending to your clients, what it looks like from the consumer point of view, right? So adding yourself first will at least get you started on being that you can check things out from the consumer side. The only other thing I'm going to say, and in my market center, this happens. I'm sure it happens in other market centers. The other thing I want you to do, write this down. I will talk about how to upload contacts. I don't know who just put that in there, but I want you to add yourself as a contact to MLS. Jen Giroux, why do I make every new agent add themselves as a contact to MLS?
So that they can see what their clients see. You know where they stand, you know how the system works and what it looks like from a consumer point of view.
Exactly. All right. So I want you to think about now. I want everybody to watch here. I see lots of dones. You guys ready? All right, we're going back to command. So now I have the contact in here. I want to type in your name in the search bar and find yourself and open yourself up. Just unmute and say, got myself, right?
Got it.
Got it. Awesome. All right. So now I want everyone to look at my screen for a minute. When you're looking at the person, yourself or your contact, I want to show you some reasons why it's so important to put your contacts in here. Does that sound like a good idea? So
Yep.
First of all, I could call or I could send a text right from here to my contact, right? I think I can email. It says, saves it, and I can cut and paste when I get into Gmail. You'll notice that right here, because my address is in here, it shows all of the neighborhoods that are around where I live. Why do you think it does that? Somebody must have an idea. This creates your client's own personal landing page. Isn't that cool? So then who wants to know what's happening in their neighborhood? I do. Right? The sign goes up and guess what happens? People want to know. Give me the information. So this, I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is what your client's landing page would look like. Is everybody looking at me? I can only see 4 people, so making sure I can see you all looking at me. So notice that this neighborhood, oh, there's a house for sale. I go to the next neighborhood. Doesn't look up. There is a house for sale there as well. I'm going to click on that one. And I want to see.
Excuse me, Lorna, you lost me. How did you get into that?
So thank you for asking. When this is there in their person, in your contact, right?
Yeah.
You click on the contact. If you've added an address, see, down here, I have an address for myself. Now y'all know where I live. Come visit anytime. You see that it will add neighborhoods, and I've also added neighborhoods, but I put neighborhoods of them around. This all is going to make sense in a second, but this creates basically a landing page for your clients. And then when you hit preview, you can see what your clients would be getting. So my client, meaning me, I clicked on this neighborhood, saw the house and clicked on it. And now I can go see all the pictures. It's a pretty house. Jen, you got anybody? Bring them to North.
Real pretty house. You just read my mind, Lorna.
Yeah, you must have somebody. So when you go down here.
Real nice.
It is really nice. It's a great neighborhood. So they can look at the basic information. They can schedule a tour. Who do you think they're scheduling a tour with?
Me.
That's right, you. Isn't that awesome? One thing, they get this email and they can click on it and schedule a tour with you. It has all the information. It has commute times. So I could put in my commute and it would tell me how far this house is from 30 minutes for driving, biking an hour. Ooh, I think I'll drive. So thinking about the different pieces of it, has home facts, brings you down to a map, the schools, purchase price, mortgage information. They can click on Keller Mortgage. How cool is that? Are you all going internal now because you're all playing with it instead of looking at me?
Yeah.
All right, everyone back here for a minute. We're going to stop playing with it for a minute. Did you all see me show you how to do all that?
I know.
Okay. I want to make sure.
Oh, yeah.
All checked it out. Awesome. So the command, you get a contact in, you put the address in. You need the address. So PF, what if I don't have an address? How do I get that address of somebody?
Google it.
Call and say, hey, I noticed that I don't have your address. Is it okay if I have it so I can send you something over the mail?
Some real estate value, right? Something of value. So address, email, the basics, right? You need their name, email, address. Why am I forgetting? Email, address.
Phone number.
Phone number. Thank you. It's Monday. Sorry, everybody. So thinking about having all that basic information in there to be able to connect with your database. Jen, do you ever use command?
Every single day.
Every single day. You open it up, right?
Every single day.
All right. So I'm
Do
going
you mind if I just add something real quick?
Sure.
So I understand, well, me as a new real estate agent, I'm 22 years old. So obviously I'm a lot younger than probably most people in the room, but.
Hey, I'm 25, mister.
Oh, okay, sorry, I'm sorry.
I'm right there.
Won't be
anybody-
19.
For anyone who is obviously of the younger generation, I know it is a little bit awkward asking your spare, like, hey, can I get your address? But another way to keep them like always updated is just add them on your Facebook page and constantly post about real estate.
Well, the other thing is, Nicholas, is you can post Facebook and Instagram, I'm pretty sure, through command. And the reason it's a good idea to do that is because the leads, if they're interested in what you're posting, they will already provide you the information that you are looking for. And command will download their information into your contacts directly. And then it will message you that there's a lead. So for example, a recent listing, we posted just listed. in Command, and every time somebody was looking at the house, I got another lead. So you pick up the phone, you call them directly, set up, and they say, yeah, we'd really like to see this. It's by appointment only. Set it up, and I meet them over there, and on we go. Get them set up and pre-approved and all that. So Command, you can do it through there, and it makes sense to do that.
Excuse
Okay.
me. When, I'm sorry to interrupt, when you said that Command gives you that information automatically, so you're receiving people's contact information automatically?
Yes.
Yep.
So, I mean, aren't some people like suspicious if you're calling and be like, how did you get my number or something like that?
Well, they're filling out they're putting the information in.
Oh, they are doing, okay, so they're, okay, I thought it was just based on them clicking on your ad.
No, and that said, some people don't, not every lead is a lead. I think that some people are curious. However, these leads may not turn into business for a year, 2 years, 6 months. It's basically not just keeping them in your database, it's staying on top of communications with them and finding out what it is they need
Right.
or looking for.
So I love that Jen brought this up. That is part of campaigns. So Jen, thank you. You're like way ahead of me already.
It was just, it was right there. I couldn't help it.
I know. No, that's good. And so I want to go back to what Nicholas said real quick. So I was 23 when I got into real estate. I saw Jen Bovey said that she was 22. It's an awesome time to be in real estate, right? You have tons of energy, and this is the conversation. As you're calling, so I'm calling Jen Giroux and I'm like, hey Jen, how's it going? Right? And we start chit-chatting or whatever. And I let her know I'm in real estate. And I say, I realize I actually don't have your home address. I know I don't really send you a lot of things. The reason I'm asking is, are you always curious what's happening in your neighborhood, Jen? For houses?
Of course, yeah. I want to know what my neighbor's house sold for.
Awesome. So what I could do is I'll add your address in to my contact management system or whatever, my platform for keeping in touch. And we'll send you bi-weekly updates on what's happening in your neighborhood. Would that be valuable for you?
Yeah, that would be great. I can be nosy about my neighbors without them knowing.
And so I'm just going to get your address so I can put it in, and then I can select the neighborhoods around you. Is that okay?
That's fine. Yeah.
Nicholas, does that take it off some of the awkwardness a little bit?
Yes, it definitely does. I just know, obviously, a lot of people in my sphere at the younger age, when I do target them with, the market snapshot or the text message, they're like, as soon as they get that, they're like, stop, stop, stop. They send the stop thing in capital letters. So they want to unsubscribe. That's why I was saying, like, it's easier to stay in contact if you're, my age, and a lot of your sphere doesn't like getting text messages like that, just to add them on Facebook and constantly blog.
And
so Nicholas, I get that a lot of younger people are just texting and doing Instagram and other social media. Frankly, I'm 49. I don't like talking on the phone unless I have wine. So
yeah,
it's not my favorite thing to do. So you got to get over the generational thing, because there's a lot of people that don't like to talk on the phone.
No. I only mean for like the general idea of,
I'm getting a little defensive, Nicholas.
I'm going to stop.
I'm sorry.
Guess what? I have a secret to tell you. We have an app for that. So they don't want to get your emails. They don't want to get that. Send them to your app.
Yeah.
Tell them about the cool app you have. Right? Does everybody get their app downloaded? Unless you just started in the last 48 hours. You should have your app downloaded. Do you know what it looks like? Yes? Okay, I'm going to show you real quick. Hopefully you can all see it. All right. Oh, let's see. Ooh, see that? It's white and red. Of course, it popped up right away. So let's try again. See the little white one? Tell me if I'm pointing to the right one. that white with red. You want to download that because you get to share it with everybody you know. And it is another way to keep in touch with what you're doing. Okay, and I'm going to stop the chat box a little bit too. I see lots of chats about my neighborhood's not coming and this and that. Let's just, like, one step at a time. Just get your contact information in there and then play with it. Take the 66-day challenge with Marty Miller. Learn how to use Command and find the neighborhoods. It is a process and it is a journey. And guess what? It's also technology, people. And so it is ever changing and ever growing. So I will ask you to have grace and patience. If you don't see your neighborhood, talk to your market center. I bet somebody else has already had that challenge and there's a way around it. Does that sound good? Because what we want is to keep the energy what? Positive, upbeat, right? They might say I live in a unicorn world. That's all I'm telling you. But the fact is this, just keep going forward. Don't get caught up in everything. Oh, Guide 22, YouTube channels. Oh, there you go. All right, so your app. You want to download the app. For those people that might not want to give you your address, you want to have your app. Okay, everybody good with that? I'm going to show you a little secret. So I gave my sister, gave her my app. So she's younger than me, only by a little bit, and like 13 years. So she definitely likes apps. She likes connecting through apps. She likes texting. So I gave her the app because she's going to be looking for a condo in Boston.
Oh, this is running.
All right. So see right here, the minute I gave her the app, she came in as a lead because she's registered with the app. Right. And that's how I know that she was there. So when I click on her, now I didn't put her address in because she came in through here, but notice on the right-hand side, what do you see? I can see the houses she's looking at, right? So your client, you're going to see when your client's interacting with either your app or with your neighborhood nurture, which is that landing page I told you about. Isn't that cool? And then I'm like, what was she looking at in February 15th? I can click the button from the back end and I can see what you're looking at. And guess what next happens? I'm calling my client and I'm saying, hey, Cindy, I noticed, that you had opened up 21 Beacon Street. Is that something you want to go take a look at?
Leave it alone, baby.
I'm not sure if she's talking. I can't. Was that a question? Or is somebody not being muted?
I have a question.
Okay.
How do they get your specific app to connect with you?
Great question. Awesome. So if you have the app, this is like my favorite part. I love this stuff. So if you have the app, on the very bottom of the app where it says more, right? If you don't have it personalized to you, you're going to say, find your agent. And then guess whose name you're typing in? Your name, that's right. And then you will select that to be your agent or something along those lines is what it says. And now every time you share it, it's branded to you.
Perfect.
Go ahead, Nicole.
It's perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad you asked that because it's really important to make sure you brand it to yourself. I'm going to tell you all, I know enough about technology to make it very dangerous. Most of you have a tech person in your office. So make sure you're keeping in touch and seeing what they're doing and watching the Marty Miller videos.
You can also hit the refer button in your app. So when you eventually when you go and create that account and then you pick yourself as an agent, instead of going, as soon as you have your agent, it'll say, you know, my agent, mine says Matthew Howard. If you click on view profile, there'll be a little bar down at the bottom that says refer, and you can just press that button as well and then send that via text message or wherever. So you can do that either way. So either one of those ways should work.
Matt, thank you for sharing that. I only just did share your app. I didn't know you could click on view your profile and do it.
Yep. So yeah. So again, you guys have to go in and create an account, not underneath your Keller Williams name, email, create it underneath a personal email, and then select yourself as an agent.
I do want to just quickly say that I think some people, I'm just looking at faces, seem a little overwhelmed.
Talk to your tech professionals, guys. You'll learn more as we go.
There's help, and there are people that you can watch YouTube videos. You will get this. It's a little overwhelming, so please don't think that this is you're never going to get this or understand what's going on. You will. Just take little bites off at a time, and you'll get there.
The one thing you need to do today, log into Command, enter yourself as a contact. That's all you got to worry about today. That is it, right? We're starting with basics. Any questions? All right, we're gonna get caught up on our PowerPoint a little bit. Erin, did you want to say something? I thought I heard somebody wanting to say something.
Oh, no, I just put in the chat that I just created a new guide on the Facebook group. That is, there's 3 different trainers for Command in there, and their YouTube links are all in there. Pick whoever resonates with you. Put a little time on your schedule every day. You know, if it's a half an hour, if you spend a half hour every day, watch a little video, do the thing that's in the video, you're going to be in a great spot with Command at the end of the month. So.
That's right. And so we're going to start talking about how to consistently feed your database. And we want to start with your sphere of influence, everybody. So the reason I want you to add yourself first is because I want you to practice. Just worry, there's lots of bells and whistles. Worry about getting your contacts into one place, Command, to systematize your business, right? Because your little stickies that you wrote, oh, I talked to that person, fell off your computer like a month ago, and you don't remember when you talked to them again, right? So just get them all in there. That's your goal in Command. And guess how many we want you to do a day? We're going to talk about this a little later, but how many people?
10.
10 is the magic number, right?
Well, we make it a dozen.
I love it. Go for a dozen. Who said that?
Me.
Hi, Tracy. That's awesome. I can only see like 4 of you, so I have to keep scrolling. So thinking about starting with your sphere, because most of those people, again, know, like, and trust you. You want to get them in there and start adding value to their lives. That sound fair? And Jen, Erin, I'm seeing the chat box bling, but I can't see what it's saying. So just so you guys can keep an eye on that. That'd be awesome. So you need a powerful database. And this is where you start, right here. Any questions about Command? I'm sure there's a million questions. But
nobody has any questions, Lorna. They're ready for the quiz.
There you go.
I just wanted to say, Gary, and we're going to talk more about the 10-4, but Gary asks you guys to start with 10 because he trusts that it might be more than the 0 you did yesterday, right? If we're having an honest conversation, how many people didn't you call last week? That's the question, right? So if we can chunk away at 10 conversations a day, it's not 10 dials, it's 10 conversations, which may take more dials. And again, if you make a bunch of dials and you only have 5 conversations, still better than yesterday. We're talking about progress, not perfection. So when you overthink it and think there's no way I'll ever talk to 10 people, so I better just not do it and go make pancakes and watch The Price is Right, that's cool. You can do that. We're inviting you to make money for your families and your loved ones and to just get on the phone and have the conversations that you are not comfortable to have. We appreciate that. Everybody in this room, whether you just started yesterday or you've been here for 75 years, we all got started. We all didn't know what to say. And Lorna talked earlier about being overwhelmed. If you were underwhelmed at any point during your Keller Williams experience, we're doing it wrong. You're going to be overwhelmed. There's a lot of Kellerization that takes place. This class is a heavy lift. Everything we're asking you to do here is a heavy lift because we're not looking at a room full of realtors. We're looking at a room full of business people. And it's going to start with a lot of fundamentals and doing these things on a regular basis. We talked earlier about how everything that's awesome that's going to happen in your career is going to feel super mundane in the moment. And just guess what? I need you to get over it. Lorna needs you to get over it. Gary wants you to get over it. It's what we're doing behind the scenes is not super sexy. You know, the closing table is awesome, right? And this is the stuff that gets you to the closing table. So just trust us on that for sure.
And I have to tell you, if you're anything like Jen Giroux, talking to people all day long is totally her thing, right? That's what we're doing. We're building relationships. Jen,
And
you
not on the phone, Nicholas.
Hey, every day I'm out cold door knocking.
Good. That's where it's at. That's what I do too. I see a dumpster, I am pulling in. Believe me, putting my mask on.
Your dumpster is your invitation, Jen. I love it.
It always is. I love it. All right. So,
oh my gosh.
So I've introduced you to a couple of tools. We have a few more to get you through. The first one is your Ignite Toolkit. And Erin McLaughlin, this is on our Facebook page, right? As guide 1?
Yes, and I will post it here too.
Awesome. So this is a great thing for you to be looking through. Some of this isn't going to make any sense right now because you're looking at all these things. I don't know what these mean. But one of the things I want you to make sure you print out, if you're a paper person like me, is the script book. Make sure you have that so you can be practicing scripts daily. We're going to get into why you should be practicing scripts daily, but that's an important piece of your job every single day. Previewing homes, right? Why is it important to preview homes every day? Get to know,
what's on
Know
the
what you're looking
market.
at now.
Or know your market. You need to know your
Know
market.
your inventory.
I love that. And guess, you guys came into real estate in one of the easiest times in history to know your inventory. Why?
Yeah, right.
Because there isn't any.
There isn't any. There's like 5 in a town. You guys can bang this out in a week. I mean, you're gonna have to start going to new towns just to get your 10 in a week, right? So this tool.
Yeah, I was going to say, Lauren, it's the first time in history we've had to leave the state to preview 10 homes.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. So this
Wait, is that a real thing?
Start in your state, start in your town, and grow from there. But so thinking about all the different resources that you should be taking a peek at through this. I want you to click on this today in our Facebook page and just get familiar with what these are. You will be utilizing all of these tools. The next thing is just talking a little bit about the learning modules. Today, fuel your career, right? Get started. Tomorrow, oh my gosh, what a surprise. We're going to talk about lead generation. Next is powerful language. What do you think that might have to do with?
Like verbiage in real estate?
Like scripts, right? Using your language with scripts. Your database, can talk more about that. Setting goals, my favorite one. Deliver your value proposition. Finding buyers, finding sellers. A day in the life of a real estate agent. Oh, goodness, I went too far. So, and then after you get done with Spark, when you learn how to grow your business, we're going to talk about prospecting, growing your business more, marketing, open houses. Anybody done an open house yet?
Yes.
Isn't it awesome?
It's super fun.
It is super fun. Now, there are some places that aren't doing open houses quite yet because of COVID, but most places have opened up a little bit. So having a seller appointment, having a buyer consultation, make and receive offers, negotiate. Negotiation, big piece. Financial basics, huge. And contract to close. Oh my gosh, we have an accepted offer. Now what? And all the pieces that come in between. I'm going to tell you one thing because I just had an agent say this to me recently, and I want to make sure I'm clear. There's 18 classes that I just named off really quick, right? Growing your business and running your business. I heard this limiting belief and I want to share it with all of you. Well, I have to finish Ignite before I can actually get, making calls or, going on appointments.
No.
Stop that. Right, exactly. No, right, exactly.
Yes.
Just do it. Just do it. You are supposed to be, we're going to get into this now, but making phone calls every single day to grow your business. Remember that left-hand side. You have to actually connect with people in order to run your business. It has to become part of Ignite is creating a daily habit around lead generation. Does that sound okay? So how do I know there's 103 people on here right now? How am I going to keep track, Erin, that everybody's going to be making their calls and touch and base with people? How would I do that, Erin?
So we have a 10-4 form, and then we put it into a digital form that you guys can fill out every day. We put the link, I'm going to put the link again here in the chat. And you can I would put it on your calendar, to be honest. Save it in your Google Calendar and fill it out every day. Put it in for yourself to add to every day. You're going to put your calls, your appointments, your contracts, how many people you added, contacts into your database. And then we can give you a spreadsheet on that, or you can actually get a form for that at the end of all this. And you can see how many people you've added, how many calls have you made, and start to have some data to work with around your business. So I will post that. I'll also post it on the Facebook group. You can grab that link and save it on your calendar. And we have the form as well, the 10-4 form, which I can put in there too.
Awesome. Thank you, Erin.
Yep.
So daily 10-4, we've kind of alluded to it, right? But again, your basics, the foundations, we've got to build our businesses on foundations, right? Want a stable ground? Everyone sound good with that? Does this make sense? So we want to grow and manage your database every day by adding 10 new contacts to your database. We want to prospect. That means we're going to speak with 10 people in our database. We're going to follow up. We're going to write a note, a handwritten note to our database. And then weekly, we're going to preview 10 houses. So that form Erin was talking about will help you keep track daily, so that way that you can start to build your business. This class isn't about sitting here and listening to Lorna or even script practicing with each other. We want you to level up and make the phone calls. This is about taking that simple Ford conversation and making the phone calls. Gendro, what were you going to say? You look like you're itching to say something.
I was just on, I thought you called me and I was on the, I just wanted to apologize. Sorry. I'm ready.
All right. So
disregard.
daily 10-4. Oh, here's the form link. Is it all right, Erin, if I just share it with everybody?
Yeah.
All right.
You should be able to click on it and see.
Yep. I clicked on it and I'm going to share it. This is what it looks like, everybody. Your email address. Choose from your office. If they're not in an office yet,
there's an option for other NA.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How many contacts did you add? That's how many people did you put into your database? How many appointments did you set? How many contracts did you get signed, listing or buyer? How many under contracts, meaning somebody wrote an offer and it was accepted? How many people did you speak to in your database? How many handwritten notes? How many homes did you preview and then click submit? Erin, thank you.
That's awesome.
That is like so beautiful.
I'm super nerdy, and I'm pretty sure that I can click a couple buttons, and every one of us that takes the time to fill this out, you can actually have a spreadsheet for yourself at the end of this experience so that you can have a good chunk of data on your business. So that's the goal of this, so we can track, right?
That being said, I would encourage you guys to fill these out with real data, right?
Yes,
'Cause
absolutely.
We can have
Let's be
somebody speak through
honest.
this class and be like, you know what? I've got some phenomenal numbers that I'm definitely going to make up tonight. So,
Yeah.
because we're all feeling like we're being judged, right? Don't worry. We're not judging you. We're definitely judging you.
Mhm.
Not judging you. We're asking you to fill this out with real data. So as you're moving through, listen, the one question that Aaron and I would ask in our market center, and I trust most of the other coaches on this in this room would say the same thing. When I see an agent in the hallway, I'm asking how many appointments they have set. Because if that goes 0, then I'm going to start to backtrack and ask more questions about who did you talk to, and find out where the disconnect is. Because if you haven't set any appointments and you made 1 phone call, then we probably need to make more phone calls. But we can always walk that number back. That being said, too, really important that you guys give yourself the understanding that and if you've already done the dump, it's fine. That's cool. If you have yet to move everybody out of your phone and into command, I would ask, and this is what I would do when I was in production, I would move people as I had the conversation over to command once I got permission. And the reason I say that, if you're wired like me, my fear is you're going to take all the people in your phone, and I think somebody on this call had 1552. I'm going to dump them out of my phone into command. Now they're sound asleep in 2 places. If I go through the exercise of having the conversation with somebody in this phone, get permission to stay in touch with them from a business standpoint. That's the differentiation between a lead and a contact. Gary would call a lead somebody we've earned the right to speak with. A contact is somebody we've earned the right to continue a business conversation with. We've derided what value means to them, in what medium we're going to speak to them, to what Jen said before. Don't want to be tone deaf. If they're looking for investment information in the form of an email and they actually said that out loud, don't text them a picture of your cat. You're going to lose them quickly, right? So we want to make sure we're giving them the information they came for in the medium they asked for it. So if you have the time, and I would be strategic in this, move people one by one, permission-based, over to command on purpose, not haphazardly. I think your business will grow in leaps and bounds. It feels piecemeal. Welcome. This is what we're doing. You are building a lifelong client. You're not looking for yesterday's transaction, right? If you're here for the white cotton bag full of money in the sale yesterday for cash, which is happening because it's the environment we're in right now, you might be thinking transactionally, and we want you to think like a business person and think about the long play. And think about the fact that this command database is your business. When we all fancy ourselves business people, well, Lorna's going to sell her business to Jen. Cool. What's she going to sell? A couple of notes on a cocktail napkin, or is she going to sell her command full of 10,000 names with a history of success in it, right? Because as she brought up that page, perfect. Thank you, Lorna. If you look on the right-hand side, everything Lorna's ever done with Cindy is in that timeline. You have all those notes. You can go back and say, last time I talked to Cindy, she was going through XYZ. She was looking for this. Because one of the things we always drop the ball on, we do the follow-up. We rarely do the follow-through because we didn't
That's right.
refer back to. So become a student of the industry and just know that we're giving you, you might not love what's coming out of our face as we talk to you over the next 24 days. Trust us, we're not here to waste your time. We're here to help you build a big business. And this is what it's going to take.
May I ask a quick question?
Absolutely. Whoever.
So
Nicholas.
I know that there's a toolkit, and do we just save that to our Google Drive and go from there, or is it whatever we prefer? We print out the page to go by the 10-4. How would we go by that?
I think whatever works best for you, as I mentioned at the beginning, like if you're a paper, print it out. If you want to have it up on your second screen to follow along in the participant guide, that's awesome too. Again, this has to be about what works for you. It's all located on our Facebook page, so you can find it right there and then decide if you're going to download it or print it.
And that's through the toolkit link, right?
That's in our Facebook page, the KW. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Oh, there, thanks, Aaron. Just click on it. Wait, you were just there. Oh, there we go. So this is our KWNE Ignite 2.0. In the guides is the intro toolkit, the scripts, the daily 10-4, and there's 16 other things. All the stuff that you just saw, that list.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of resources.
Our Facebook page, thanks to Erin.
I was just going to say, you know, the girl in school you copied all the notes from after you slept through class? That's Erin. So
Yeah,
thank
that
her
was
now
me.
for being alive and part of our life.
Oh, we are so lucky to have
The
her.
queen of dorkaliciousness. Yeah.
You're
I had a
welcome.
little free time last month, so I threw this together.
Yeah.
Such a dork.
And so thinking about, I love what Tim said about entering people in, making sure as you are entering them in, you're taking notes. Just add a note, like talk to Cindy, blah, 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 whatever your note is, and save it. So now when I call Cindy, I can say, hey, Cindy, blah, 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 and how's that, blah, 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 whatever, right? Does that make sense? Everybody with me? The note part is important. So, without peeking, what's daily 10-4 mean to you? Don't all talk at once.
10, let me see, 10 notes sent out, 10 phone calls. Ooh, gosh, I should
10
know this.
conversations, Robin.
10 conversations, true
Amen.
that, yes.
10 people in your database?
Oh, yes.
10 contacts, 10 conversations, 10 notes, and 10 previews.
That's right. And so what I'm going to tell you is I can have Jen Giroux be that one person. I call Jen, check in, use my Ford conversation, enter her into my database with any notes I might have, send her a handwritten note. Thanks for taking the time to talk with me today. Look forward to catching up on coffee next week. Boom, in the mail.
Excuse me, I have a question about the previews.
Sure.
With COVID, I mean, are you actually scheduling yourself to go into the house, or can you do like a drive-by, or do you read them on MLS?
So I'm going to say on my end that we are having public open houses and broker tours in some parts of Massachusetts. So you can do it. The other piece would be is if your area is totally shut down, then at the beginning of COVID in particular, previewing online and getting to know the property. But that doesn't mean click on it, look at all the pretty pictures and walk away. It means looking at the information. How big is it? How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? Does it have a full basement? So really knowing the property is the key to this, right? Because I'm going to tell you, our past operating principal, her name is Edie Hill. She's been in business for 50 years. What she does is she previews property to match it to somebody she knows. I saw this property. Who do I know that will match it? Right? So that's why you want to know your inventory.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Brian, the way I would look at that is, and Lorna makes a great point. If people aren't playing in person where you live, then I would familiarize myself with the property to the extent that if a client called you and they were VA, they were going first time home buyer, they were working with a specific financial product, would you be able to speak to that house being a match for them? Like know it well enough, not like, oh yeah, that's blue, that's a good one for you, Mr. Lindsay. Like have a little more detail, know it beyond the color of the paint, and be able to speak to the property and its appropriateness for your client. The other thing that Lorna was talking about too with Command, because I can hear people maybe thinking like, well, okay, I'm taking those notes, but then I'm doing this, then I'm doing that. The best part of Command, it's all tethered together. So picture Lorna is using her Kelly, which we believe is going to be Command Mobile soon, thank God. And your client's using the consumer app, and you're both on opposite sides of town, and you're both texting to each other through your respective apps. All of that conversation resides in Command under their contact page later. So everything you're doing, you don't have to come back and read your notes from your text conversation through Kelly with them on their consumer app. It's all going to get embedded into Command. So there's no duplication of efforts. And Gary did that on purpose to save you guys time, because you're going to be making so much money using some time to go spend it. Okay.
Timothy, can I ask a question? Piggybacking off of what you said, and my apologies, I was having some trouble with Zoom, so I had to jump on my mobile. So I'm not sure if it was covered, but in terms of kind of mapping a property, so to speak, with a client, if we don't currently have any listings, is it okay to kind of study other people's listings and use those as a point of reference when we're talking to clients to say, hey, there's something, even though it's not ours per se, to just kind of study available, houses on the market that maybe we find on MLS or something like that? Is that okay?
Absolutely. I would say by a show of hands, people on this call, does anybody on this call have more listings than they have buyers right now? And if you're I trust you might not have a plethora of both. Most agents right now on planet Earth are buyer heavy, listing light. That being said, we want to be students of the industry so we can educate our buyers as to what's
Mhm.
appropriate for them. So ask yourself this, Angel, if Lorna had a buyer that matched your listing and she brought that buyer to you and helped your seller close faster for more money, would that be a problem for you and your client? This
No
is what-
problem at all.
you say no. Amen, sister. So yeah,
Right.
without fail, we want to know the inventory inside and out as a service to our clients.
Got it. Thank you.
I have a quick question, and I'm sorry if you've answered this. Why the emphasis on the note cards? I do think they're wonderful, but it's kind of old school. So I'm just wondering, do you really get results from those?
Can I tell you how it helps me?
Yes.
When I haven't spoken to somebody for 6 months or longer, I go back and I look at my notes and it refreshes me what was happening in their life and where they were at in their buying or listing process at that time. And when I pick up the phone and talk to them, it's like we just talked last week. You know, I'm asking them, so you told me about this, how's that going? Are you still thinking about buying this year? How's the house going that you just bought? Are you thinking about investing in something? It's just a great reminder. It really, truly is. I use it all the time.
So I think she was asking about the note cards, right?
Yeah, but that's a good point as well. But
Oh,
yes, I
handwritten?
was asking about the note cards.
You mean handwritten note cards? I send them out, and I've had a few people just recently. I just sent a bunch out to all my folks from last year, and several of them wrote me back and said, "Thank you so much. That was really nice. You know, we'll definitely recommend you if we know anybody." They appreciate it. You don't get a lot. I haven't gotten a lot back from my handwritten notes, but the ones that do get them really do appreciate it because it's not what people do anymore, really.
Yeah, Nicole, and if you're just getting started, don't overthink having to get them embossed. Go to Christmas Tree Shop, get 4,000 for 75 cents,
Yeah.
and just send the handwritten note. No one on planet Earth is ever going to be offended that you communicated a sense of care.
And how simple or elaborate should your note be? Just like, hey, so great to talk to you and catch up and put a business card in there type
Yep.
thing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the very first letter or note I wrote, I got a listing from. Very first one.
Really?
I mean, and it was simple. Hello, I used to teach with your niece. I understand you were thinking of moving. Please give me a call. Done. Called me the moment she got it, and I listed her house a week later.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Okay.
And it's just a nice surprise. I mean, because let's face it, what do we get in the mail?
Yeah, bills. I know. Yeah.
Right? It's like Christmas. It's so nice. I had an agent just send me a card the other day and just said, "Hey, hope your training's going well. You know, can't wait to see you in person." And I was like, "Oh, like it's just a different way to touch, right?" And you got to remember is that when we're talking about all these different ways to keep in touch with people, it is literally everybody responds to a different thing. So you've got to do it by a phone call, by an email, by a text message, by a personal note, right? It's got to all be there.
Okay, great.
All right, you guys, we got 15
Thank you.
minutes. I'm going to power through to make sure we cover everything that we need to. So making the most of Spark, right? I really want you to keep in mind that Ignite is not the end of your day, right? We want to make sure that you are continuing by growing your business. So what would growing your business mean? That's right, Robin. I can see, you're the only person on my screen I can see.
Generating leads.
That's
All false.
growing your business, doing the daily 10-4. That's growing your business, right? Maybe reading, starting on a chapter. And making sure that you're watching maybe some of those command videos to make sure you start to piece by piece learn command. Guess what? Command's new to all of us. Even for us coaches, it's only been here a couple years, and it literally is, I'd watch a video, do it on my computer. Watch a video, do it on my computer. Tim,
And
you
the
look
beauty
like
is
you have
with those,
something.
Lorna, the beauty is they're 2 to 4 to 6 minutes. These are not 3 hours long. They're grab and go. And over the course of 66 days, you'll have a better full understanding of command and or the consumer app. Don't overthink it, just push play.
I have a question about the like daily 10 for
Yep.
to-dos. For the first one, like adding 10 contacts to your database every day, is that like taking one of your Facebook friends and actually physically putting them into your command database? Or is that like, I guess, like where should we be finding those 10? And is it okay if it's someone we already like know and talk to, or is that the best case scenario?
Well, I think that start here in your phone, right? Everybody who's in here needs to be in command. And again, like I used as an example, I already know Jen. Hey, Jen, how's it going? I'm having the forward conversation with her. I'm putting her into my database, sending her a note, and then I'm calling the next person. And now I'm saying, hi, Arden, it's Lorna. How are you? You know, go through the whole forward conversation, maybe get some missing pieces of information and put them in. And
Okay,
just-
so you're like talking to someone and adding them to your database, like kind of that like can be one step, even though you're really doing 2 of those to-dos.
so 3 of those to-dos, the call, the database, and the note can be one person. And this is to grow the database, right? Once everybody's in there, now you're going to start repeat phone calls and continue to add new people, but you got to get them in there to get the continual system to happen.
Gotcha. And then from like at what point, or maybe it's not really black and white, do you take them from contact and then create an opportunity to start really putting them in your lead pipeline?
Jen Giroux just told me she's thinking about buying or selling.
Okay.
Tim, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, Arden, there's going to be people, your best friend, Stacy, may never buy something with you. The video game of what we do is I'm talking to Stacy on a regular basis. So if she ever has somebody in her life that's transactional, I'm the person that she's going to say, you should definitely work with Arden, right? And we have to be okay with that. So the constant conversation with the people that are closest to you, and this is where we always tend to fall on our nerve sword on this conversation, is I don't want to bother my close friend. My close friend Stacy knows I sell real estate. Cool. Does she understand you require her help to sell real estate? No, I didn't tell her that because I didn't want to bother her. Awesome. Right? We've got to get over the fact that we're bothering our people. And we ask this all the time as coaches. Arden, if you opened a restaurant tomorrow, probably not in this environment. If you opened a restaurant tomorrow, 6 feet between tables, would your friends come to support you? Yes, because they love you and they want you to do well. It's no different in this conversation. And we are involved in an industry that everyone wants to talk about. So talk about it, right? Right now, most people on this call, the problem is right now for you, or the challenge is right now for you, is that everyone in your life doesn't know you're in real estate yet. And your job, and you're going to hear me say this all month, we have to tell everyone in our life 7 times we're in real estate before they forget. That seems like a lot. Welcome, right? It's the video game of what we do. You're never going to overtell people that you care.
I made a mask, and on the mask, I wrote, "I'm a realtor, ask for my card."
Oh, I love that. That's
So every
so
time
funny.
I go anywhere, I have it.
Very good. Yeah, I'm thinking about putting a bandana on my dog. So when we start to be out and about more, he can mark it for me. He's a good boy. So I think that might work well.
Masks, apparel, like, especially now, masks are such a huge thing. When you're going to the grocery store, wear your Keller Williams mask. You know, people love to talk about real estate.
Name tags, tried and true. Stick them on your jacket.
Here's my my team hat. Wear it out. I had a chiropractic appointment this morning. It's what I wore to my chiro appointment.
Where could you get Keller Williams masks?
Right.
I got mine from the Real Estate Concierge. He is a guy out of Chicago. He's an agent for Keller Williams. His name's David.
David James. Yeah. Phenomenal.
He's I have a red one that just says it's red. It says KW in black. And then I have a white one that says KW Keller Williams. And then I have a neck gaiter. That's what he said. He does neck gaiters too. So the full gaiter. I got that from him too, because I play deck hockey or street hockey where I'm from. And right now it's a requirement that we wear full face mask when we play. So yeah. And then the Red store has t-shirts, sweatshirts, you know, like type in the Red store. That's their official Keller Williams store. You know, brand yourself. You guys want to, like, people will ask you when you're out, because people love to ask about real estate. And what would you do if I asked you, hey, you're in real estate? How's the market?
The other thing you should all be doing, thank you, Matt, those are all awesome ideas. Name tags are always the go-to. I tell everyone start there. Change your voicemail on your phone. I know in Massachusetts, you have to do that. I don't know about every other state, but change your voicemail. I had a plumber call me for something that they were doing for a property for me. Oh, you're in real estate? Of course, he always goes, I have a friend at Keller Williams in Cambridge. Do you know? Like, we all know a million, real estate agents, but it's really awesome. And the fact is, he listened to the voicemail and heard it, right? So that needs to have, it should be, again, I know in Massachusetts, that is a law.
And also make sure that your mailbox is not full. A lot of times people want to leave a message and they can't because the mailbox is full.
Yeah.
I have one other question, sorry. Over the last maybe week or so, I've been getting a ton of emails. I don't know where they get my information, of course, but from companies saying that they are selling leads, basically, lead generation companies.
No.
And I'm wondering if those are useful at some point or what?
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
So I'm going to tell you everything we talked about today. Remember that number we talked about. Whoever's in your phone, 6% are going to have some sort of change in life and need your help. That's where you need to focus on. Start there.
Well, Lorna, and I think the next question I would want to ask Angel is if you were going to call one of our good friends at we sell you leads for toomuchmoney.com, I trust you'd be looking for leads in the zip code in which your face lives. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're not looking for Des Moines leads. You're looking for wherever you are, right? So so then you run the risk that your best friend, your mom. So if one of your good friends at WeSellLeads.com sends you your best friend's phone number and you paid for it, you asked for it.
Exactly.
Drive to your house and point and laugh from your front yard. Like just your wealth of your business, all the heirloom seeds of your business are already in your phone. And I know that sounds altruistic. We're not making this up. Your business is going to start here and finish here. Because this is going to move every day. You're going to move some people out of your phone into your database, and that will be your intellectual property that you'll sell when you walk away to go drink martinis or whatever on the beach, whatever your flavor is. Okay. You're overthinking it. And until you exhaust your phone, don't spend any money. We're going to talk about leading with revenue over the course of the next month. And leading with revenue means keeping money in your pocket to pay your phone bill.
Right.
Not to hand to somebody else to send you leads that you can't afford to call because your phone got shut off. It's a vicious circle.
Got it. Thank you.
Good idea, Jen. So, Jen, as we get ready to wrap this up, as an agent in the last 4 years has built her business from zero to top agent, what is the one thing that you want to give as advice before all these people leave us? And we're not done when Jen's done, so don't leave.
One thing I would say, be true to yourself, be honest, connect with as many realtors as you can and treat them with respect, and it will come back to you in more ways than one.
Awesome. I love that. Build relationships. That's what I just heard you say, Jen. So tonight, actually, as soon as we hang up, what do you need to do after you get some water and some lunch?
Make some calls.
Lead gen calls. Lead gen. Make your calls. I love it. So
Relationship build.
Build relationships. I don't know who said that, but I love that. So thank you. So I love that you're all in. I want you to continue to get all in. I want you every single day to be here for Ignite. Show your faces. I don't care if your hair is in a ponytail or you're sipping your coffee. Be on and engage, right? That's how you're going to learn. Ask questions. You guys did an awesome job today. What I would love to hear from you is some ahas. What today did you learn that you didn't know when you first got on this call?
I wasn't thinking about, well, not to say I wasn't thinking about using my contacts, but you know, in your mind, you're only thinking the couple people you may speak to on a regular basis. Those were the only people kind of in my mind. I wasn't really thinking to go through all my contacts and you know, reach out to people that maybe I haven't spoke to in a long time. I was kind of shying away from that. So that's something I'm gonna challenge myself to do.
I love that. What else?
Mm-hmm.
So actually, I was gonna say that I learned that 6% of your contacts will be buying or selling. So that was very interesting to learn.
Great. And if you have a small amount of contacts, you need to do what, do you think, in order to build that number?
Daily touches with them at least.
Daily touches with them and grow your database. Get to know more people, right? Talk to everybody you know. One of my new agents after she took Ignite last time started, and I don't know who, I think she got this from you, Jim, but I'm not sure. She saw like Pete's Plumbing on the side of the thing. He pulled into a donut shop. She pulled in, said, hey, you know, I'd love to give you some more business. Do you know anybody who's thinking about buying, selling, or investing? And he's like, oh, I am. I was actually looking at investment properties. Everybody you know, the whole entire world is out there as leads. You just have to have the conversation.
The world is an oyster.
That is right, Tracy. Two more ahas, two more things that you learned. We call them ahas here in
How
Canada.
to promote my app.
Nicole is going to download her app.
No, to promote it. How to promote it.
How to promote it? Oh, that's a great one. You actually can promote it on your Facebook page. You can have the conversation. Hey, Nicole, it's so great to talk with you. I'd love to share my app with you. It's awesome for stalking what's happening in your neighborhood. Do you mind if I send that to you? And just share it that way. You can put it on Facebook. You can, again, there's a million ways to share it, but the phone call, the send the app, no, like that's the way I would do it. It's part of your follow-up process.
I didn't know that we had to make our voicemail state. That's good to know. So I'm going to change that right away.
Hi, this is Lorna Helms from Keller Williams. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a fantastic day.
And the other thing is the 7 times to just keep reminding people that we're in this business.
Yep. And that's what the touches are all about, right? It's just keeping in touch. I hope this was helpful. Can I ask all of you 90 people left a favor?
Yeah.
I want to continue to grow and get better. And so looking for feedback, and I know Erin gave me a special link, but I don't have it. But I'm also working on my training with KW University. So you could go to KWU eval, an evaluation. This was a regional event. And then you click next. This was Ignite. And see how it says Ignite session 1. The instructor's name, my name is not here yet. So you say instructor, not in drop down. And then you type in Lorna Helms. And then I'll take all 5s. No, I'm just kidding. Then you just rate me on what you learned. You write Jen Giroux's name as co-instructor. And make sure that you give the feedback honest, but I would love for you to give feedback if you don't mind. So it's kwueval.com.
Can you get in there from searching on your KW
in Kelly
Connect, and can you do it through Connect, KW Connect, if you're in KW Connect?
Ooh, I actually don't know the answer to that. Let's try. I don't know.
Because I know you can get to like your other KWU stuff in Connect, so I didn't know if you're able to. Because Lauren, you're one of the best instructors that I've seen here.
Thank you, Matt.
I would say having done the class in January, doing the full class in January, I would say that you're
awesome. Well, I appreciate
fantastic,
that feedback. So make sure you tell Keller Williams University. My email is lornahelms@kw.com. If you have any questions, if there's anything I can do to help, if I went like way up here and you're like, I just need a little bit of a question about something, feel free to email me. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I hope you all really, all I can say is play full in. How you play in here is how it's going to be out there. Make your phone calls. Get connections. Don't get fancy. Don't overthink it. The Ford script. Hey, how are you? How's the family? How's work? How's skiing? And hey, when are you moving down south to North Carolina? 5 years, baby. I'll be in North Carolina. Now you have a North Carolina connection. Good luck with Ignite. I'll be back on the 18th for another class, and I'll be popping in and out throughout your Ignite experience. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everyone.
Can I ask one quick question?
Thank you.
Bye.
Lorna?
Thank you.
Bye.
Lorna?
Yes. Who's saying what?
Is the chat, all the links that Erin posted in the chat, is that going to be saved somewhere?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I think the chat disappears after but if you come back day after day, a lot of that stuff's going to be available right on Facebook. I know
Okay.
Erin had to leave, so if you're part of the Facebook Ignite group, that's a lot of the stuff
Yep.
that she was posting. If you have questions, just
Okay.
ask again tomorrow. But a lot of those links that are posted are to the Facebook Ignite group.
And are they under files?
Oh,
in
yeah,
Facebook
so the
Ignite?
chat will disappear, but you can copy it down to your computer now. If you open the chat and click on the 3 dots
Three
at the
dots.
bottom,
Save chat.
and you can save chat.
Yep. So click on the chat next to file.
Oh, yeah.
Next to file, there's 3 dots. Click on
Yes,
save
that's it.
chat, and it will be downloaded to your computer. Thank you, PF. I was trying to get that in.
Sorry about that.
No, I appreciate you saying it. I'm starting to lose my voice a little. And I hope that you're all going to join Jen Bovey's class today at 2. Just jump in, my friends. Doesn't matter if you've had your license for 2 hours or 20 years. We all need listings. We all need to focus on those skills. So, and Jen Bovey is an amazing trainer. So
Where
you
is the
will-
registration at? The registration
I
link.
got an email today, PF. If you didn't email me, and I'll forward it to you, but every associate should have gotten an email today with Jen. Did you get one?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know if that's going to be on Facebook? Just because I have to be driving at that time, so I didn't know if it's something.
You can
to
just listen in, but you do want to make sure that you you get in and get registered, because again, it's going to be about reporting numbers and things like that. So try to get in ahead of time, at least get registered, and then listen on Zoom.
What is it called?
Listing Initiative, I believe, but let me.
Yeah, that's the new weekly training she's doing for the next 6 weeks, I think.
Oh, okay. All
that what that
associate
is?
growth calls, something like that?
Correct.
Oh, okay, awesome.
So it's 2 o'clock today. I'm looking for it now. So
Oh, yeah.
share what it looks like. I know we just got it. Came from regional. We get a few emails, so it might take me a second. Let's see.
I was supposed to go to a home inspection with an agent to sort of watch. Is that going to be replayed, or is it only at that time?
It'll be every Monday at that time. What I would say is register. She'll probably have a replay of it. But if you want to be part of the contest, they're giving away money and everything else. So definitely just keep an eye out for it on the New England page. And she'll be on every morning. So if you missed it, ask her tomorrow how you can find it.
Okay, great.
Okay. I love that you're jumping in and going to a home inspection. Enjoy. All right, everybody, I'm ending so I can get to my next Zoom class. Bye, everyone.
Bye, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.